The Ozarks are a place familiar with conflict. As with all of the United States, it was initially stolen from the indigenous people who lived there. While the isolation and rugged terrain meant survival was difficult enough for most, often allowing for incidents of individual violence, that is until the Civil War. The Ozarks, Missouri in particular, has a long history of being a people divided. Originally declared a slave state in the Missouri Compromise, marking the beginning of the sectional conflict that would lead to the American Civil War, it was also here that the Dred Scott case ruling by the Supreme Court heightened the divide, as most of the country agreed. Imagine this, that the Supreme Court made a terrible decision, and they eventually did something about it. Anyways, as war began, the state itself declared for both the Union and the Confederacy. Two governments attempted to operate from the state as both sides closed in to reinforce the decision that favored them. Missouri actually held the third most battles in the Civil War, many taking place with state militia fighting on both sides of the conflict. Families were permanently divided. Many were wiped out completely. Kin can be a lifeline in these mountains or a death warrant. The year is 2004. You are 15 years old. Zilla and Shahid serve as team captains. On one side, we have Zilla, Jet, and Lenny versus Shahid, Blue, and Mai. Things often get competitive among certain kids at the Epiphany home, especially during your summer games. This is the last round of Capture the Flag, with the new paintball guns Mama Fana had just shipped in. The older kids are furious that two younger teams are the ones that made it to the end. The other kids are watching from the sidelines as you set up on opposite sides of the course everyone has spent the last week constructing between the field and the tree line. The rules are simple. The first team to take the other team's flag back to their base wins. If you're shot, you sit out for a minute before going back in on your side. Fana blows a whistle, and the match begins. What do you do?
Okay, we're going to pull back. We're going to let them come to us.
Mai just sort of gives you a look, looking down her gun. She's like, I'm really good with this. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Blue could stay back, and me and you could probably go Lenny's going to be easy.
That's exactly what they want, okay? We just got to make sure that they come to us on either side. We shoot, we score, we win. Come on.
Honestly.
Okay, but I get to shoot Jet.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, yeah, honestly, we don't even have to capture their flag. We just have to take them all out.
That's right.
But they'll just come back in. We have to eventually get their flag, right? We could shoot them all we want. They're just going to keep coming, and we're going to run out of paintballs, and then what? We need someone who's going to make that flag run.
Yeah. But we capture them. We knock them out first, and then we just run off all at once. And that way, whoever gets back first takes out max one or two of us. Third one captures the flag.
There's also an alternative.
Yeah.
A little bit of bait and switch. I'm small. I'm getting kind of tall, but I can, sneak around. You keep them busy.
Okay, but you can't get caught.
Zilla doesn't even notice me.
It's impossible to not notice. And sure, I believe you. Yep. Just go, run.
Yeah, we'll cover you, Blue. Otherwise, watch Jet's fast as fuck. We'll just wait, but he's gonna try to fucking sprint in here or something. I'm gonna shoot him in the head. It'll be great.
He's fast, but I'm smarter.
Okay, even now it's a
Blue.
bit much. Why do you have against Jet anyway? Yeah, he's a bit of a dick, but
no, Jet's great. I'm just saying he's the threat. I'm the best on our team, he's the best on their team, so I should take him out.
Are you sure?
And also, I don't want to shoot Zilla because she takes it personally. I'm not dealing with that.
The thing about Jet is he's just too good at everything.
Exactly. Speaking of, at the other end of the course, Zilla, Jet, with Lenny. What's the plan?
Okay, obviously they're gonna expect you to, make the dash for it, and then fucking someone's gonna pop you off. It could even be fucking Blue. Who knows? They're gonna make some kind of plan where they just, wait around until we do something because, not really ones for action on their own, right? So here's what I think. What is it you call it, Jet? Like a fake out play, a thing like a, what do you call it? The sports thing?
The sports thing?
Yeah, like you fake them out and you like juke them or something.
Flea flicker or reverse?
Whatever animal it is, it doesn't matter. But I think we act like obviously you're gonna go do it because you're the fastest, and then you guys whip around and hold your ground, and I sprint to get the flag. They won't expect it. They'll expect me to be the aggressive one, but I'll be aggressive the other way.
That's one way to do it. But also, set traps.
Elaborate, man of many words.
So, the old trick with the stick that knocks you back, let's set up some freaking sticks and tripwires on them, Maybe let's dig a fucking hole.
Do we have
Lenny
time to
goes,
Swiss
Jet,
Family
you do
Robinson
realize
this?
this is like a paintball match, and this is an actual like a World War I trench warfare. I like where your head's at. Also, I don't see Blue. I'll stay back and try to spot his sneaky ass. I'm not gonna run anywhere. You guys can handle that.
I mean, okay. All right, fine. Can we tackle them?
Just shoot them. Just shoot them. Just
I don't really like guns. It's fine. Sure, we'll shoot.
Me either, but they didn't give me a paint sword, so here we are.
Wouldn't that be cool?
It would be.
Like, give me a paint, like, baseball. And just throw a baseball that has paint on it at someone. I'm pushing the high 90s right now. Like,
That's probably why we don't have paint baseballs.
yeah, that would hurt a lot.
Yeah, it'd be like getting a tattoo, I think, at some point.
Ooh,
Okay, so
tattoo.
are we down for this?
Yeah. Let's do
Can you
that
be
plan.
convincing?
Yeah.
Okay. Lenny, can you be convincing of watching for Blue?
Lenny's
Yeah.
a superhero. She's fine.
So the plan is you
Zilla,
two are.
Don't kill anyone. And if they shoot you, you
Yeah,
can't
anyway.
get too mad. I'm tired of having to protect people from you.
I can't get too mad now.
I mean later. Now is fine, but later won't be.
We gotta play the long game, man.
So with this, Blue, can I get a Dex Stealth? Shahid, can I get a Composure Firearms? So Jet and Zilla, the plan is you're moving in then? Or you?
Zilla's moving in.
We're pretending like he's gonna start running, and then
Yeah.
he's gonna whip around and hold our ground while I make a run.
So Zilla,
I am
please-
taking their attention, essentially.
Zilla, give me a Dex. Actually, both of you give me a Dex Athletics then.
Would you let me willpower this, even though this is a flashback?
Absolutely not. I want this to go as bad as the dice say it needs to go.
Fine.
Holy shit.
Y'all, we're doing bad. We got a one.
Y'all suck at this. How did you get
Except
this
for
far?
fucking
into-
Zilla, of course.
Makes sense. It tracks.
I had one success.
Oh,
for those
yay.
Watching on 6 dice.
And that's Lenny's awareness. So
You forgot to roll for mine. Please. It's not gonna matter, but please. Come on, Mai. Get 6 successes. Get 6 successes, Mai. Come on.
that'll be my oh.
What the fuck?
So
Yes.
what happens is Zilla and Jet go to run their plan, counting on their
This is-
athletics and sort of ability to be fast enough to dodge the paintballs while also diverting their attention to make a move, which would have went great because it works great on Shahid, who just completely misses both of you. Actually, Jet didn't do great on this. Getting pretty close to Jet, keeping Jet sort of pinned down, but Zilla's just a little too fast. If not for Mai, who's like a fucking sniper out there, just popping people left and right. Jet, Zilla, even Lenny in the back, who doesn't spot Blue with her 1 success to Blue's 2, manages to even clip Lenny from like full field as Mai's just full Winter Soldier in this. And Blue, no one even sees that in this chaos, in between Mai just wrecking things. As for the audience, Mai got 8 successes, a critical. Blue, you managed to reach the flag.
Blue is going to quietly grab the flag and put it in his back pocket, and is going to take out a CD player with those headphones that can get kind of loud, and it's just going to sit it down where the flag was, and it's going to put on a little song by the band Nerd, She Wants to Move, and then just slips away, and just like quietly.
Yeah, so Lenny got tagged out. She's walking back. She looks back to see this. You see her just shake her head at you, but also kind of smile at it as she goes to like the out period, as you guys have to wait a minute before going in. As from the sidelines, people cheering, going wild, both at Mai and at Blue's sneakiness, as Blue easily just sort of makes his way back to Shahid and Mai winning the paintball tournament in the summer games here. Crowd goes wild. Mama Fana blowing a whistle, who was ref for this. Congratulations all around. And as they're sort of patting each other, Mai's trying to be humble about it, but also like clearly feeling herself. I'm gonna say, Shahid, you, out of the corner of your eye, as the celebration's happening, people are chanting "Blue, Blue, Blue," which is wild. I've never heard someone chant Blue's name before.
Never happens.
Yeah, Blue, despite his fucking sunglass move and whatnot, like, this is kind of the coolest you've seen Blue in a while. This is a different side of Blue. It's weird, but it is what it is. I don't know what young Shahid thinks about this. But for a moment, as your eyes are, as they often are, sort of locked on Blue, you can't help but to catch something in your peripheral. Someone else like kind of running towards you, but it's not another player. It's something that sort of erupted from the wood line, and it's fast, and it's going to be on you in a moment. Time seems to slow just enough to sort of identify this creature. This is a wolf, broad daylight. This black-furred, red foam dripping from its vicious maw and its kind of exposed, jagged teeth. You can see it's missing patches of fur. It's clearly wounded with these sort of open flesh exposed in places. Despite its sort of sickly and almost injured appearance, it's moving with intensity towards its prey, towards Blue, or you. And then a shot rings out, and the beast collides with the ground with a heavy thud. There's this metallic smell of blood mixing with this putrid burning odor, like an acidic ozone almost. As this thing comes to a halt right at your feet, there's a hole in the head where the bullet entered that's actively sizzling. And then you didn't even hear her step. Oh, go ahead.
I lean down. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna ask. Do I recognize this wolf? Does it look familiar to a different sort of creature I saw when I was younger?
I don't know what you're talking about. It's just a wolf. It's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I lean down to it and say, "It's okay. You're okay now." It
Mama
was sick.
Fana steps next to you, a rifle in her hand, and you see a real sadness in her eyes. You know we don't kill for sport. If
It's
possible, it's best to remove someone from a dangerous environment to protect them. But sometimes, boom, another shot she puts into this creature. And its labored breathing finally stops. Sometimes we have to remove the bad thing from the environment.
Yeah,
And
I
welcome
understand.
to Table Golf. Tonight, we are serving Hunter the Reckoning. This is our 5th episode of our chronicle, Never Coming Home. Here at Table Golf, we share stories best told in the dark. We have discussed our boundaries. Safety tools are in place for our cast, but given the improvisational nature of the story, we cannot predict all content that will be explored. You can expect violence, death, manipulation, religious trauma, and a whole lot of whistling. We have gathered to tell a dreadful tale, so please take care of yourselves as you keep this in mind. Joining us at the table are professionals who deserve compensation for their performances. The show survives from your generosity, so please help us reach our goals so our story can continue and we can see if our imaginative theories hold true. You can find our Pally link wherever you're watching this to make sure these people get paid for their hard work. And there's some cool benefits for you as well. So, for tonight's tale, we are one short, as unfortunately Sade is ill. But we got the rest of the cell to, well, we'll see what happens. We've lost our, I don't want to say most competent one, but maybe our most grounded one. But we got the rest, starting with good old Shahid.
Hi, it's me, Nordine Lee, the guy who accidentally cut off Bully one too many times in that intro. I'm so sorry. I get distracted because it's so good. And that's what happens. Hey, my name is Nordine Lee. Kadir also knows Werewolf Feels. You can catch me there pretty much everywhere, all over the internet, where I do all sorts of things, including, stuff involving tabletop games, including things that don't involve tabletop games, and including making a whole ass of myself. I'm playing Shahid Muntakim, pronouns he, him, just like mine, our resident underground hunter and former SAD agent, who's apparently a lover of wolves.
Let's see what happens there. Who's playing Zilla?
Tis I, Mandy Morose. I hate going after you. You have so many like flavors to add to your introduction. Yeah, I play Zilla. She's, probably just as calm, cool, and collected as any Lenny.
Any old Lenny.
I don't know. Pronouns she, her, and that's all I can remember to say. So there we go.
Nailed it. Speaking of nails and bats and all that things, Jet.
Hi, I'm Prince, also known as Doubles of Dice around the internet. I am playing Jefferson Jet Tomlin. Don't call him Jefferson ever unless you want to get introduced to Marsha, which is his favorite baseball bat, which happens to be covered in barbed wire, nails, and other sharp accoutrements, and made to make your life a little bit miserable. I'm also here and accompanied by my cat Morden. You'll see him periodically going through the scene. Cat. And Jet has his trusty dog Braxton along with him. Pronouns are he, him. We are recovering from shenanigans and probably not gonna roll into any other shenanigans ever again. Because, Jet plays it safe.
I love the lies we have in this introduction. Please, Blue, the honest one.
Hi, how's it going? It's me, Wes Franks, the founder and creative director of Carrying Cover Studios. My pronouns are he, they, and I portray the character Blue, just blue, like the color, or also known as Shadow on the Capture the Flag fields. Their pronouns are also he, they, and I am your entrepreneurial hunter.
Amazing. I'm Bully, he, him. I'm the storyteller. Now please have a seat, mind your manners. The table is set. Our ritual begins now. Last time. We start out mid-fight with two individuals that Lenny correctly identified as Red Caps. While Braxton miraculously held his own against one, the other, with a chainsaw, nearly removed Jet's leg. As Blue whipped up some Molotov cocktails, and Lenny played quarterback, sort of assessing the situation. She was able to shoot the hat, buying some time for Jet to get away. Or was it Blue who shot the hat? One of them shot the hat, buying some time for Jet to get away after smashing the chainsaw with his bat. Using the Molotov cocktail, Blue then set him on fire, but was then tackled for his efforts by the burning assailant. Then they were able to throw their hat into the trees in an effort to not leave Braxton behind, and as the Red Cap struggled to recover his cap, the hunters managed to limp away. While this happened, what's the name of your drone? Pee-wee? Pee-wee was able to see inside their sort of shack on stilts, and they identified a blacksmith setup, some eggshells, a sack of the strange powder, a stack of mirrors, but no signs of our missing person, Bolzaraf. Braxton located a trail on the way out, but due to their injuries, they decided to head straight to the doctors. Meanwhile, Zilla and Shahid took the stolen trunk further into Stonelands. They found a group of people buried up to their necks, singing a lovely hymn. Moved right past that and eventually made it to the compound proper, where more songs were being sung by the Stone family. The Stones agreed to go with Zilla and Shahid to where Proctor went missing, but Charlie, the youngest Stone, the daughter, warned them to leave immediately in sort of a moment of earnest concern. Altogether, our cell wound up in Red Oak Hospital and was treated by Dr. Fox. While our cell got patched up, Zilla chatted with the receptionist, heard a rumor about a town that was routinely given presents every Christmas by a mysterious benefactor. But eventually the cell patched up for the most part, and then reconvened at Shahid's house, and we had the talk, one of many. Dark pasts were shared, strategies were critiqued, intentions were questioned, loyalties were reinforced. Somehow the cell managed to spare each other at the end of it all. Lenny did some research, discovered some potential weaknesses of Red Caps, as they are still out there somewhere. Lenny also thought this would be a great time to read the journal Jet left for her, which ended with his intention to confess his feelings, something that Shahid walked in on and they had a little discussion about. Then we rested, and Blue dreamed. He was back in his room in Epiphany home, and then at the lake where he was intended to be sacrificed. Suddenly, hazy details of his past were quite clear as he relived the traumatic event with details that seemed lost to him before. And of course, during all of this, a whistle beckoned for him when he awoke. The cell, the next morning, decided to actually stick together and follow the trail that led to Ball first. And sure enough, it did. They found him washed up on the bank of the creek, but alive. They promised not to tell his family. He planned to run away, and they offered him some food, which he began to devour. And it is in this moment where we are picking things up. Mandy, why do you have that face?
It's just the face I have now.
Okay.
I'm Zilla now.
He was disgusted with what I said. Yeah. So I don't remember. What was the food you gave him? Didn't Blue have something?
Sandwiches.
That's right.
Sandwiches.
So you're there, you'd had your talk, you sort of talked him down, and he's just full on like Shaggy from Scooby Doo shoving down these fucking sandwiches.
Hey, bud, you okay?
Oh yeah. Thanks for this. I was starving for some reason. I don't know. I just want to get back home. I know my
of
mom's
course.
worried,
Yeah.
and I already feel bad about almost abandoning them. I don't know. Let's just fix all this if we can.
Yeah. Come with
Finish
me,
up.
Jim. We'll. Can I do an insight check?
What are you inciting?
I
I would also like to do.
this is okay. I am wondering, is this an actually like a hungry kid, or is this something else trying to convince me it's just a normally hungry kid?
So you want to see if you could determine if this is Bull who's been changed somehow, or if this is something else pretending to be Bull.
Pretty much.
An interesting, an important but interesting and difficult thing to determine. Yes, please give me a wits insight to anyone who wants to do so.
Can I do like intelligence insight instead?
Jet just thinks he's a hungry boy. I used to be that age. I used to eat all the time.
I remember being in high school, fucking cooking up my meats. Blue, no fucking clue.
Meats. So no on that intelligence insight, just wits.
That perhaps later. Intelligence takes a little more time. This is sort of an off the cuff, like reading this situation is wits.
Cool.
You can. Oh no, you can't. I was about to offer you a blood surge. Wrong game.
I was gonna say any modifiers
Okay.
I got in the bag.
Anything in my modifier bag?
Yeah, that bag over there.
You don't have a specialty for this? No. Just roll or
Hey.
don't.
What could possibly go wrong?
Didn't work.
Although you just gotta punch him in the stomach and see if all the food comes up the same. And if that works, then he's normal.
We're not punching a kid.
You know what?
Besides
I will say you have a party member with you, although the player is not with us, who has an ability called Sense the Unnatural. And I think it is fair to say that Lenny would likely use it in this moment. So let's give Lenny a roll.
I agree. That seems like such a Lenny move. Obviously, Lenny would do that. Yeah.
Five successes. So as you're talking, whatnot, you're saying, yeah, we'll get you home. Lenny, I believe it's an amulet she has, sort of holding it, concentrating, eyes closed, focusing, just gives you all a look and just shakes her head.
Is that a good shaking head or a bad shaking head?
A bat.
Shoot.
So tell me, it's gonna be hard going back to a place you wanted to leave, right? Tell me a little bit about home. What's it like for you? This is me trying to connect, guys. Don't freak out. Fuck.
I mean, I feel bad about it now. Honestly, things weren't bad. It's the town. It's not my family. It's not my parents. Like they've done a lot. I don't know why they even stay here. But
Are you walking him back towards the road?
yeah. Actually,
Who
I
are
would
your-
love a composure resolve from everyone. And Shahid with a clean critical.
7 successes.
7
Jeez.
successes. Jet with 2.
Zilla with 1
1 out of 6, buddy.
Beautiful.
and Blue with 2.
I missed blue. Blue with 2.
Do one more die.
You can do some willpower?
No, I
Oh.
can only roll 4 dice.
Oh, you have more than that?
Yeah, I got 5. So I was confused. Hold on. Nope, it doesn't matter. 2
Okay.
successes still.
Everyone but Shahid. Yeah, as he's telling the story, you feel bad for him. Yeah, I mean, this is a kid. He's confused. You've all been there, right? It's the best thing is just to get him back to his family. Make sure he gets there safely. For some reason, his safety is of utmost importance to you. And yeah, I mean, Lenny was probably off. There's a lot of weird things going on. We got to get this kid back, get him safe, get him back to his family. Yeah, as he's sort of telling his story about like, yeah, it's the town. Like, honestly, my parents are awesome. My mom's a fucking like lawyer. She could do that like in a city, and she'd be fucking an all-star. But she's wasting her time here, which I guess is a lot of like other people have immigrated who like she's looking out for. So that's cool. But like at some point, you got to stop looking out for others and like look out for yourself. And yeah, Shahid, you can see like the physical. Almost softness take over, where some of them like Blue and Zilla usually aren't relaxed individuals, but you see their shoulders soften, you see them just sort of nodding along. And you know this group are not great actors, so it's not like they're fooling this person. Something's happened. Something as they're talking is like he's getting to everyone here.
Do I believe
Not
the
you.
word he says?
So the words make sense. It's interesting, like how accurate the details are. Like this isn't someone like just winging it, pretend like he seems in this creature seems to know their stuff, but you don't feel bad for them. You know it's a creature.
One night, take you home. Everyone else has probably got to do stuff up at the house. I can drive you.
No, we're doing this together today.
No, come on, Shahid, Blue. I'm Shahid. Get line.
Clearly, you have some confusion. Obviously, me and Braxton need
Are
to
you
stay with him.
feeling okay?
And I'm a better driver than you. You can't drive. Your motorcycle accidents have been absolute atrocities.
There's
One
only been one.
accident. Yeah, thank you.
The
Look.
one accident that y'all know of.
Jet,
True.
you're stronger than me. Blue needs you up at the house. And Zilla, come on, this is beneath you. It's just
What
taking
do
a
you
kid
need me
back to his
for?
mom.
Blue, don't do some nerd shit. What muscle's gonna help with that?
Hey, I'll tell you that like
Taking care.
contract looking.
Is beneath me? Are you just trying to upset all of us right now, Sheed? I don't really understand. What game are you playing?
Yeah, we got dragged out here in the middle of the woods to find this kid, and this kid's hurt and everything like that. We might as well come in conquering heroes, you know?
Yeah, because if I leave a kid now, y'all will be like, well, this dumbass left a kid.
Oh, okay.
And I would
we
do
don't
it
sound
exactly like that. So
Okay, yeah, the time for subtlety is obviously over. I'm gonna immediately attack this child. But I'm
love
not
that
going to
line.
try and
I will attack the child.
I'm not intending to hurt him. What I'm intending to do is snap the rest of them out of it. Because I have thwart the unnatural. And I would like to roll composure in occult to see if I can expand my ward to include the people around me and break them free of this nonsense.
Is that something your ward could do?
Yes. Extend the area of resistance to include an area roughly 2 meters around them with an additional meter for each success in the margin. Anyone in this area receives the benefit of this edge with the hunter possessing it, making all resistance tests, as well as spending all willpower. Because there was a test, all I would have to do is spend willpower and they are free. If I roll well enough to actually have a ward around me.
So this is composure occult for you?
Yes, it is.
Ooh, let's see it.
No modifiers. 2 successes. I'm gonna spend a willpower.
Desperation dice maybe. What's your desperation dice?
My creed
thing?
is stealth and subterfuge. Is this subterfuge?
I think this
guess?
counts as subterfuge. You're trying to sort of play the game, but turn them back on your side against him. I'll allow if you want to re-roll with some desperation dice, or just roll.
Reroll.
Just re. Desperation's currently 3, so just do a WP re-roll for the 3 dice.
Yeah, I can do that.
And do your
And don't-
willpower reroll.
You could also willpower re-roll this. We'll see what the
Yes.
desperation dice come up with.
Yeah, I feel like the desperation dice matters here first. I have to do that for the hunger. Well, okay, 0 success.
Oh, 0 and 1 is a 1.
Is 1 a 1?
1 is a
God, no.
1. This is
So
the
I'm
first time.
I'm still gonna roll willpower, and I will allow this to go into overreach if that's what God intends. 3 successes total. Good Lord. I'm not. Roll 20 dislikes me
Dice
today.
gods are not with us today.
Nope.
Ade, where are you? We need you.
So is 3 enough to get the margin to extend my ward?
So it's 3 successes, so 3 meters. Yeah, you guys are kind of grouped up. But I'm gonna say this. How does this read? Do you have to
3 meters
spend a
is like 10 feet.
willpower?
I do have to spend a willpower for each person I plan on freeing.
Perfect.
So we're gonna use up a lot of willpower today, folks. Let's start with Zilla, because I don't want that against me. Blue, because
I'm so flattered.
no important reason. Who's more likely to fight, Jet or Lenny? Lenny was the one who saw through things first. So I'm not gonna free Jet because that would put me at 1 willpower left, and I just sorry. It's all of us against Jet. again.
Actually, let me give Lenny an actual roll against this. So it's composure
Oh.
resolve, right?
Excellent.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
Lenny's fine.
Okay, so Jet, you're free too.
Woo!
Lenny with 7
Motherfucker,
successes.
I-
7 successes. Fuck you, bully.
I'm rolling great for Lenny. Sade,
Mhm.
I got you.
So I nod along to everyone. I'm like, yeah, we're done. And
Did we see Lenny's like thing before this kicked in?
You've seen her do this. Yeah.
Then
They're doing
I
multiple
think
times.
Jet would just go straight into chokeholding this creature. Just
before we even got to this talking conversation, come on.
no. I mean, after this is broken, like Jet
Let's
is just
resolve this
literally-
mechanically, though. So you got a 1 on a desperation dice. You can
Which
choose to
means-
overreach, which the danger is going to increase by 1. Danger generally goes to a scale of 1 to 5. This will put the danger at 4.
Mhm.
Or you could choose to enter despair instead. Which will you choose?
Despair would mean that I also cause the roll to fail.
Mhm.
So obviously I need the roll to succeed. Danger is going to go up by 4. And I am manifesting this by already tackling this child myself. I am sorry. But I'm going
That's
to
fine.
literally put my hand around the thing's neck and drive it to the ground.
We shall see. Strength brawl, please.
Sure. I've already used up so much willpower and we haven't even started. Good Lord. Yeah, you know what? Fine. I'll spend all the willpower. It's all right. I'm okay. Let's do it. 3 successes total.
So what's your intention, to grapple them, essentially?
Yeah, or at least to just drive them into the ground. I don't care if it results in me getting hurt, because all it's doing is about breaking the spell this thing has over the rest of them. I don't
Give me
have the time. Yeah.
give me a composure resolve.
I can. Sure.
2, a critical.
4 successes.
So 4, you're good. So you're struggling with him. He's sort of freaking out. So what are you doing? And he just looks at you and goes, "Let go of me." And you pause for a second, and you almost do, but you don't. And you increase your grip, get a deeper chokehold on him. You do bring him to the ground. As he's sort of just yelling for help, and all of you sort of this weird feeling of like wanting to protect and help this individual fades, and the reality of no, we just saw Lenny identify that this isn't Bull. All that hits. So what would you like to do? Shahid has him on the ground at the moment.
Did I catch? Did I catch not Bull? Look at Shahid and say, "Let go of me," like clear like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to utilize my improvised gear. It's a difficulty 4. That can provide a 2 dice bonus to. I want to make sure I get everything to the use of a single skill, 1 item per scene. I'm gonna pull out of my bag. I've got some goop, like Gojo type stuff to kind of help clean your hands from oil and stuff like that. I'm going to take some dirt on the ground and I'm going to mix it together to make a gummy substance, and I'm going to try to shove it in its mouth.
Give me the roll. You may use desperation dice.
Perfect.
I'm literally gagging.
Smells like oranges.
Yeah, it does smell like orange.
That's
I love
so
Gojo.
gross.
It was great.
Can I ask a mechanics question?
Yeah.
So I have artifact, and I started with the 1+ to melee, and then I took a shield this last time as a perk. So when I use my artifact, is it automatically both now?
Yeah.
When I have artifact, it just shields me from supernatural.
When you're
force.
using your sword, any physical damage sustained is halved. Mm-hmm.
Even when it's just on your person, I think. Yeah. Because I have shield as well.
Yeah.
We're the only 2 with a matching edge.
Okay.
No wonder you're secret lovers.
Not so secret anymore, apparently.
Okay, so blue.
3 successes.
And you needed 4.
Roll 20's fucking me right now.
And you already used willpower.
Yep.
Shame. It's there. We'll say you get something, you stick it in his mouth, and it definitely we'll say momentarily, it's not gonna hold for long term. But for this scene, it's enough to it's not gonna be saying anything.
Okay. What the fuck is this thing?
Just eyes wide, looking pleading at everyone.
No, don't fucking look at me, kid. Don't fucking look at me.
Yeah, Braxton's on his ass, just growling, hackles up right on him. Zilla Jet
opens his mouth, bite his fucking face off.
He's just looking at you.
What the fuck are we doing? This looks like we're attacking a kid, kidnapping a kid. What the fuck are we doing?
Oh, it's not a kid. That's for Jet's right.
Okay,
So
where are we going? Where are we taking this thing? I'm not doing this out in the open. There's search parties and shit out for this kid, okay?
Bull is in the house, y'all. He's in that house. The one on the stilts.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna
Wish
draw
y'all would
my
fucking
sword
listen. He's there.
and
Okay.
walk up to where Shahid has him on the ground. The thing on the ground. And I'm gonna slowly, very callously, lower the sword point to whatever exposed neck area is still there.
you know what? I even take my hand from off his neck, move it to his face, and expose his neck further.
Twist the head a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Still, I mean, you see Bull, you see this young 16-year-old look at you, tears now just coming down his eyes, just terrified, looking up.
Is it y'all? We need answers right now, y'all. Is it something in him? Is it something taking his
Making
place?
noises as this weird substance has been shoved in his mouth.
Go in my pack. Grab my zip
Where
ties. Give me his
Is
hands.
he? Where is he? I know you guys, you fucking leeches. Take them places. Where did you put him?
Literally just said this. Am I going crazy? Am I
Give
supposed-
me, since you're using a sword, give me a strength intimidation, please.
Because I am in direct conflict with the supernatural.
Yes, you are. Go ahead and use some desperation dice if you'd like.
We love to be desperate.
Remember to set it. I know desperation is level 3, dangerous 4.
You said strength intimidation?
Yes, please.
Okey-doke.
Three successes. Yeah, just looking and just gesturing it is the stuff in his mind. He can't really respond if he wanted to.
If you speak and you try to use your beguiling words to influence us again, I will chop off your head.
Storyteller, I'm gonna set Pee-wee on autonomous patrol mode to see if anybody breaks because I've got a 5-mile perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody breaks within like a mile of us, starts making their way here, because I don't want this to. That's the worst thing.
I'm still trying his
right
hands and
now.
feet.
I'm gonna
That's
draw
all.
blood.
You have an
That's-
investigation roll with Pee-wee, right?
Yeah, so it's
That's
the
one of his 2
autonomous
skills.
thing.
Give me
2
that.
skills, yeah. Perfect.
Can I draw blood as well, partially to drive my point home, and then sorry.
7 successes for Pee-wee.
Hey.
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I'll
You
go to, like,
slowly start to cut.
Blood. These woods are full of a lot of creatures that don't really care if you're human or not. They smell your blood.
Yeah, this blood is a watery, not thick at all, sort of black liquid, just sort of spills out, starts leaking from the little cut you've made on their throat.
That's not human blood. You gotta admit that, huh?
Whether the fuck you're a changeling or some other abomination that walks this area, I don't give a shit. Where is he?
All of you here. Hey, what are you doing? I need everyone to give me a willpower roll.
I have 1 die left for this. Wait, is this an effect of some kind?
It is. If you want to spend your last willpower, you have the edge to do so.
Yeah, I'll spend it. I'll ignore this effect, and that means I'm now impaired. I'd rather be impaired than under this thing's spell, so fine.
0 for Blue, 1 for Jet.
And our like drives or whatever like don't influence willpower rolls, correct? Or
That's a
like
good question.
my perks or whatever.
I don't think you have a perk to resist this.
No, I just have like the edge like
Yeah, desperation goes to pools. I guess willpower isn't technically a pool, so no.
Okay, cool. Just want to clarify.
Jeez, 5
Nice.
successes.
I gotta do something well, I guess.
What about Lenny?
What about Lenny?
Show me Lenny.
Jeez.
Oh, Lenny had to fail eventually.
Flew too close to the sun.
Jet, Blue, Lenny. All hear this. Hey, over here. I mean, all of you hear it. Zilla and Shahid know not to look, but
Don't look.
You can sense the other three, just their attention drawn. You sense them all just sort of turn and look, but you're keeping your eyes on. I mean, you're holding not Bowl, and Zilla's a sword to them, and you have not looked away from this individual.
His zip tied the knot Bowl.
Yeah, Bowl's eyes just wide, scared, looking around. A calmness goes over them.
I would like to repel the unnatural.
Repel the unnatural is resolve occult for you, please.
And I'm going to use my desperation.
Jeez.
Ooh.
Oh, we'd love to see
4,
that.
5, 6 successes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not an equivalent of a messy critical. So you're good getting your crit on a desperation dice. Perfect timing. As you focus on the sword and you just will, using your very complicated religious beliefs and faith, but you know there is something demonic that you can feel the presence of, and you will it away from you from this area. Let me okay. Yeah, so without looking, you're just focusing on the sword, focusing on your artifact, and just willing anything unnatural and evil away from you and your friends, your cell. And you're focusing on that.
We're on the
Blue, you're not conscious.
I'm not. Oh my god.
Wait, he's
Yeah, Zilla,
unconscious?
shh. As are you.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Zilla, Shahid, Zilla, you're focusing and it's just quiet. Weirdly quiet. You're muted.
Has the
Both.
calm out of its eyes dissipated at all?
Yeah, they get wide again, and you can feel like an unnatural pressure on them. It's like almost holding them onto the ground. They're just it's confusion now. It's what you're getting from them.
I know what I'm gonna have to do, but I don't like this. Braxton's going to bite the shit out of me again.
Shahid,
Hmm?
what do we professionals like to do with monsters? Just seems like so
The unnatural.
benign. Yeah, it just seems so, simple, childish, if you will. What do we do with these things when they don't want to give us what we want?
I hesitate for a second, and then I look at the faithful image of Zilla. Well, we do what we've always done. Humans since the beginning. We burned them. Things need to be cleansed, I say, looking at Bowl. You need to be cleansed. But don't worry. Giving like the craziest eyes possible. You'll be free soon. Free of everything. I promise.
At this point, you can hear Braxton like growl and snarl, and you can just sense like movement. You're still not knowing, not to look still, but you can sense movement. Jed, take a superficial damage. Actually, I'll leave this up to you. You'll get another willpower. The more damage you take, each point of superficial damage will lower the difficulty. But I'm not going to tell you what the difficulty is.
Is there movement from something else that's being repelled? Or is this not affecting?
You can look.
No, let's not do
I'm just
that.
trying to like understand that like obviously this power isn't stopping the damage from happening.
It's yeah, I mean it's repelling any. Well, we'll see in a second. So Jet, what would you like to gamble here?
I'm still rocking an ag. Let's go two superficial damage. This
Okay,
sucks.
give me another willpower.
All right, and am I taking plus on the willpower or something with this? Or?
No, the difficulty has been lowered.
Got you.
Would you? Ooh.
That passes. Jet, you are jolted back as you feel a sharp pain in the meat of your thigh as Braxton's just biting into it.
That was already fucked up.
And you're like halfway drug off the path. You're like in the woods a little bit, but I mean Zilla and Shahid are still right there. But yeah, you're like on the ground. He bites you, and you get up. To your left and right, you can see Blue and Lenny just unconscious, also on the ground.
So tell me, creature, do I need to cleanse you? Then what are you? And this time I reach in and scrape the goop out of its mouth.
I just need help.
Fuck you.
What kind of help do you need?
Looks at Zilla. Glances at Jet. Starts to move a little bit. Will you allow me to stand at least? You want to know where they are? I can show you.
You're not getting taken
No.
out of those zip
No.
ties.
No.
It's okay. It's okay. Here, we have a map. I reach one hand back. I'm still locking eye contact with this thing. I reach one back hand out towards Jet, who believe was the last one with the map.
Mm-hmm.
All you gotta do, I say, pulling the map and bring it forward, is point out where it is. Shh. And I'm trying to be as creepy as possible while doing this. Like gently like pat the side of its face.
Where did you get this?
Do you need to know?
Oh. Yeah, it's right here. And he points to the nest on the map.
No. Fucking liar. And Jet just fucking kicks the shit out of him. Just kicks him in the ribs. Don't fucking lie.
Yeah, you step up, boot in the ribs. You hear a bit of a crack, and he just looks. Trust me, I mean, I wouldn't go there if I was you, but that's where they
You're
are.
wearing a kid's face, and you want me to trust you.
Can I get a Dex Athletics from everyone?
This is a physical roll. Oh, I do have a bonus to this because I would have my bow on me. Thank God. You said Dex?
Yes. 3 for Shahid, 2 for Jet.
And I can still use my stuff, right?
Power.
My direct conflict.
Yeah. You can use desperation dice. 6, 7, 8. That's a critical.
That brings me to a
5. No ones in the desperation dice. He pauses for a moment, and he's slippery. He's quick. Turns to get the fuck out of here.
I zip tied his feet.
Yeah. He's zip tied. it's almost like rubber, like something about his feet, like a broken ankle almost. He just steps out of it. Takes one step, but you're quick. Jet, you come in and you sweep the legs, immediately knocking him to the ground. Zilla's already on top of him with the sword again. Pressing in, he's not going anywhere.
Kill him. We don't have time for this.
All
I know
right.
where Ball is.
I pull the bow, string it, knock an arrow. You sure it's the nest? What's in the nest? Huh? No more jokes, no more playing around. What's the nest? Or this arrow or that sword goes through your head. That's it.
They're at the nest.
What's at the nest?
Them. Everyone.
What's protecting them?
It's protecting everyone.
Okay. And then I fire the arrow.
Where are you shooting?
Him.
Like
Probably-
a particular spot, or you just put an arrow in his body?
I don't want to roll with the called shot, but you're right. I probably should call the shot.
Roll not needed. I mean, he's laying on the ground. Jet
Yeah,
and Zilla did their rolls good enough to keep him subdued. You could walk up and you choose where this arrow's going.
It's going right through one of his eyes.
Okay. Step up. Loose the arrow, and yet finds its mark, burying deep. This is a big fucking bow. There's enough pressure behind this where it like pins his head into the dirt. And he's perfectly still. And that's where we'll take our break. What a good first act. We'll come back soon to keep this fun little interaction going. Bye.
I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. I'm traveling through this world of woe. There's no sickness, toil, or danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to see my Father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. I know dark clouds will gather around me. I know my way is rough and steep, but beauteous fields lie just before me, where God's redeemed their vigil keep. I'm going there going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I'm going there to see my Savior, to sing His praise forevermore. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I'm just a going over home.
Ready.
We are back. You have shot a 16-year-old in the eyeball, pinning him to the
Jesus,
ground.
okay.
Everything is fine. What would you like to do next? He's perfectly still. Jet has been revived. Jet, looking around, can see Blue and Lenny are knocked out.
Is okay. Question I have
Mhm.
is this guy, does he still look the same like Vol?
Yes, he does.
Okay, cool.
Cut his head off.
That's fucked up. I'm going to go slap Lenny in the face. Whoever's still down, and just wake up. Wake up.
Yeah, I'll say we have time now. Yeah, you slap Lenny awake, and you can move on and do the same to Blue if you'd like.
Yep.
Ow! What happened? Did we win?
You just remember looking off the
I could
trail,
take a-
something was trying to get your attention, and then nothing, and then darkness. There is
What knocked?
not necessarily a pile, but sort of scattered around the area. All three of you are partially drug. Like, you can tell by, like, kind of marks. Like, you're not sure how, but, like, you guys were being moved from the place where you dropped. The only evidence of anything around is there's a handful of these sort of inky black feathers.
Well, it's clearly not just after Blue anymore, so there's that.
Okay, great, fantastic. This is exactly what I was looking forward to.
Yeah, got what
It's-
you wanted, huh? We're all in it now, huh? Not just old crazy Blue, huh?
The
I
kids
never
said
called you crazy.
the kids said the nest. And that makes sense. Right?
Feathers.
The very first kid to go missing was Lon. We haven't counted him as part of the statistics, but he was the first kid.
You know when we fought those red cap fucks, when we brought up Ball, they looked straight at that tower, man. It's stuck in my head. I can't shake that.
Can I ever give me wits awareness?
Great. Sure. And I have a -2 to this roll because I used up all my willpower
Yes,
protecting
you
all of
did.
these people. I blame them.
2 for Blue. 0 for Shahid.
This is not a good roll for me, but we're gonna do it anyway.
1 for Zilla.
Hey,
3 for Jet.
how about that?
I'm gonna spin
For
willpower.
God,
No, I'm
fuck.
not.
Still 1 for Zilla.
I will take 1 aggravated willpower damage. Jeez.
Ooh, it takes
1.
longer to get back.
It does, and I only got
1
one
for
success.
Shahid.
Did something happen when I?
So you're
Cut off
turned,
the-
you're talking. Are,
Mhm.
are you actually cutting off the head?
Yeah, I was trying to do that before Blue woke up.
Give me a strength melee.
Oh my god.
Do I do that with my?
You may use
art-
desperation if you'd like.
artifact?
And yes, this is your artifact, so you get a +1.
Okay.
Call her the Butcher.
Butcher the blade.
Was that worth
The
it?
Butcher.
Do you feel happy now? Is that what you
Oh
wanted?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So do I add 4 dice?
Yeah, you would.
Shameless.
For desperation, and then yeah, add 4. +4, please.
Balls.
10 dice and got 4 successes.
You're only cutting off a head.
Bring the sword up, swing it down. The one remaining eye opens. Hands go up to catch the blade. You go through the fingers, into the neck, through the neck, decapitating this individual. A pool of this just completely liquid black material just pooling around, leaking from the head and neck.
I was going to
Still
keep him
looks
around.
like bull.
I was going to keep him around until we had to question him again, but okay. I place my foot on his face and pull out my arrow.
Blue throws up.
It makes
Sorry,
sense.
Blue. I was
Can't do that.
trying to get that all taken care of before you were awake again.
We fucking. What did you just. Is,
Blue, look at the blood. Look at the blood.
I,
Blue.
I'm looking at it, but do we know if that's. What if his blood got replaced, huh? What if it's. Did you just fucking kill a kid? Oh my god.
We did not kill a kid.
Fuck.
Shahid
We don't actually know that, but I'm going to assume we didn't.
Shahid shot him through his brain and pinned him into the ground, and he woke up right before I killed him. So I don't think it was probably in our best interest to keep this bird summoner around. And I know it's uncomfortable, and I tried to protect you from it. And you're gonna have to sort yourself for a minute. So
It's not on you anyway. It's on
I
us.
do. I do
I'm
think we
accessory.
probably
I'm
need to
right here. I'm accessory.
get rid of this body.
Yeah, I got that.
yeah, lighter. Let's go.
Blue Pee-wee is hovering near you.
Mhm.
One of its little lights blinking as if it's trying to notify you of something.
I'm gonna bring up the pad. Look.
Yeah. You look through, because you had so many successes with this,
Mhm.
you get just bits and pieces sort of rewinding the tape of this weird black blur piercing the perimeter, flying towards your location extremely fast. It got to you before Pee-wee even got back to you. But then it paused. It stopped. It was stopped. Though you can't quite make it out on camera. Again, it's just this weird, shadowy shape. Large, though. And then instantly exited the perimeter again. Very quickly.
Got it on film.
Where it stopped, that's where you see sort of some of these feathers. Where it was repelled. Zilla unknowingly kept this thing from dragging you guys off.
I got it on film. I got it on film.
Did you?
Does that make you feel better or worse?
I'm gonna take this as a win. You saved us, Zilla. I don't know what you're doing with the sword and everything? I don't know what but you stopped it.
I was trying to keep it from getting to you, but obviously that didn't work. So I'm glad there was a good outcome.
You stopped it. We've got it on film.
So is this the power of Scientology?
What? Scientology?
Yeah.
Oh.
What, defrauding people?
Sam is gonna fucking eat his own
fate.
shoes.
Z knew is with Z. Z knew. Oh, come on. You don't fucking time.
Do I need to shoot you with a bow?
You want me,
And
Marsha? Fuck
honestly, if anyone had some really just hefty faith-based intimidation tactics, it was this guy over here. So maybe talk to him about his stuff.
It's classic and it works every time. Not gonna lie.
Lenny.
This is cop
Except for this one.
intimidation tactics. I just expect that from him.
Thanks.
Yeah, Lenny looks at you, Blue.
We gotta do some research, okay?
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. Okay. Are y'all still talking about interrogation over there?
No, I'm talking about how I'm gonna-
religion. What?
All right. Ugh, fucking disgusting. Yeah, 0 Dark 30. Why don't you go ahead and start getting rid of the body, and then you know, we can. What the fuck?
I give you a high five after that one.
I mean, better that than playing what? Mr. Avenger or something?
Okay, let's not do barbs right now.
You can call me Batman. Now fuck off.
I think
I
what we-
hated that.
I think what we need to do is we need to set
I
up
know.
an area where we can bring things like this back. Study them.
Like the Epiphany House?
Like a lab, yeah. Blue Bayou.
What?
No, you did not. No.
If you want to take this thing to the swamp, I guess, but there's more things down there than you would like to see.
I mean, I'm
No,
pretty
no,
sure
no,
there's
no,
a
no, no.
club in Miami called Blue Bayou. Other than that,
My basement.
Yeah,
I always
it is
did
twerk
stuff down there.
Ass city there.
It's
You experimented on monsters?
no, not on monsters, but I made the RC car. That was like the first iteration of Pee Wee and everything like that. But like,
Oh, you're
what if,
talking
like-
about toys.
but no, not just toys. But what if I kind of like retrofit it into like having an area to work on toys, and you can make your fucking weird explosive shit there
Don't encourage
too,
him.
and everything. I almost got dragged. We almost got dragged to a tree line by a giant shadowy creature that I got on fucking film, Zilla. So what if, you know what? You know what? You want me in? You want me in? This is how I get in, okay? You want me in?
I think we all agreed that it was perfectly fine if you weren't super in. So I'm concerned about this rapid merp.
There's a fuckhead back in New Orleans. Her name is Sam. And they're always on my fucking coattails. And so when I was finding stuff about the fish people, when I was finding stuff about the fucking Ghost Wharf and Lake Pontchartrain across the way, and the things about the demon dogs of Metri and everything like that, he was always on my ass. And he never, ever got footage. It was mine. It was always mine. And you know what? I fucking got something grounded, and I could fucking...
Blue, are you saying you want to be a monster hunter now because your ego is on the line?
well, I think what they're saying, and this entire time I've been stripping this body.
Yeah.
I think what they're saying is their dick's bigger. That's what they're saying.
This is Tony Stark and Peter Parker all together. Go ahead, Blue. Do your thing.
They're saying that, you know what, if... No offense to your childhood home, Shahid, but there's not a lot of room. And it's kind of out in the open for us to do what we need to do. And if we have a lot of stuff on the land and everything like it, we're kind of out in the open right now, actually. There might be anybody that might walk up, so we might need to take this conversation elsewhere. But Epiphany, it's big.
We
There's
can't.
so many rooms, and we can use
And
it.
I can put claymores down and landmines, and it's safe. I mean,
You are so one-track mind about those claymores, but it's okay. It's
they work. You
Listen,
ever seen a
that place isn't fit
werewolf
for
get its
human
legs
habitation.
blown off? It's fantastic.
That place isn't even fit for human habitation right now. We can set up a laboratory
We're
there,
working on
sure.
that. Calm down.
RJ
Yeah.
Pliskin has got that under underway. Okay.
It'll take some time. Definitely, Shahid's place is kind of gonna have to sort of be the haven for a moment, but I mean, things are in the works to get Epiphany Home up and running again, but it is not there yet.
Indeed.
So we could have a lab there possibly, but maybe not stay there. Is what you're
I
saying?
mean, Shahid. I imagine Shahid is a basement.
Yeah, I do have a basement. Oh, damn.
Tornado Alley.
You seriously want? Yeah, you can use my basement. Hold on. Actually, Zilla, do you mind if I borrow that for a second? I'm like slipping on a pair of nitrile gloves.
Or
It'll
what?
be easier to move if I cut them up.
Well,
Can you
Thought
not
we
do
were
it in
setting
front
on
of kids?
fire.
Yes, because setting a bonfire in the middle of the woods is a brilliant idea.
It doesn't have to be a bonfire, just a little gasoline and some fire, and we move away
it's not
from
gonna
there.
burn hot enough. What you really need is you need a plastic tub and you need some hydrochloric acid.
Well, we're gonna
Do you
just
have those
bury
things
it.
readily available on your person.
A Home Depot.
We're
start-
going to bury
I-
it.
Yeah, I start.
Zilla starts chopping while
Readdressing.
Shahid starts digging.
Yeah.
I am not going to set a fire. There's leaves around, people. It's fall.
But like obviously,
We're
as I'm
next
like
to a
hacking
little
this
creek
body
river
apart, like
thing,
obviously you
Mabobber.
clear away the spot. You do it literally. Just dig the hole, please, and you two do whatever you need to do. But please don't put a claymore where I might step on it. Okay?
You
Why
gotta
would
think
I put a
about
claymore
you gotta
down on
think
a
about
place I don't
hunters.
know?
You got to think about hunters. You got to think about bird watchers. You have to think about.
Hunters
You
are
have a
going to be
drone?
using things attracted to the scent of humans. Thing is not smelling human.
And
I'm not. I'm saying that if we're going to do this effectively and we're going to help people, we can't get arrested for
Blue.
murder.
This is not the first time I've done this.
I know it's not the first time you've done this. It was the first time I've done this, and I'm freaking out.
you seem
Okay.
kind of excited.
I
honest.
don't know. I'm conflicted right now. I had a really rough night, and so I'm trying to chip
look,
in a little bit.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you how to get rid of your fingerprints, because that's what I had to do when making myself disappear. So let's go talk about it.
While this is happening, so the intent is to chop up and bury the body?
Probably, yeah.
Let's do an intelligence survival,
Great.
Shahid. Zilla, you don't have survival, so you're not really going to be able to help with this. I will say this is kind of subterfuge, though. This is sort of keeping things low-key and discreet in the part of the hunt or the after hunt. So if you want to use desperation, I'll allow it.
Do you
Okay.
want me
Love
to
a
like
danger 5.
strength melee to dismember this corpse thing?
I believe you can do it. I'm not going to make you roll to hack up a unmoving body.
So
Need
intelligence,
us time.
survival, plus
Mhm.
3.
Yes, please.
So plus 1 because it's minus 2. That's the intelligence roll.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Not bad, honestly.
3 successes to find a way to bury the body where you don't believe it will be found.
Gonna pull out an empty, like, looks like a test tube, but it's probably used to hold weed at some point, and is gonna hand it over to Zilla without looking at the body and go, "Can you
Yeah,
get some of that
I-
goop in there?"
Yep, got it.
Thank
I
you.
just realized something. My desire is to protect a teammate. I did do that roughly recently with
Oh,
protecting-
you expended your own willpower to protect your teammates. So I'll say yeah, you can get a willpower back.
Okay, so I'm going to aggravate this willpower for a total of 1 aggravated willpower to reroll those last 2 dice.
I mean, 3 is a full success.
I don't trust you, bully.
I've been doing my job,
This is
okay.
the conundrum. This is always the conundrum.
Oh, was it
Feel
worth
about
it?
that? You feel
No.
good
Was it
about
worth
that?
it?
Feel good
Just
about
work
that?
it.
0 successes on your
down.
will.
Flip
Roll
it.
20. You no
Reverse it.
longer sponsor a game I'm in, so you know what?
Beautiful. Roll 20. I still love you.
Of course you do.
Okay. So that happens. It's gonna take some time. I mean, you don't have a shovel on you, so this is like by hand, maybe using Zilla's sword even a little bit after she's hacking up to like dig. It's a very good blade. You're not worried about it getting messed up or whatever else you have on hand. And yeah, eventually you bury the remains of this totally not a teenager.
Without his clothes, or like wallet.
Yep,
or
you've
anything.
removed it. All he had was his clothes. There's nothing else on them.
Now this we can burn later.
We're gonna just walk around with them in a place where people are actively looking for us. I'm just gonna have some kids' clothes. That seems great. We should definitely do that.
I pull out a carrier bag, like a plastic carrier bag. I just shove them all in. They're probably not going to know exactly what he wore last time. I haven't seen descriptions mentioning that just yet.
His
So,
mom will.
Sure. Small town missing.
you
kids.
think his mother is just
Clothes.
wandering up and down the woods?
Yes.
No, she's not. She's at home in case he comes back.
They definitely have search parties going.
They definitely have search parties, but they won't necessarily know what he was wearing. And also, I'm literally going to take this to a safe place and get rid of it.
It's okay.
It'll be
you
fine.
have the feds to watch your back. I'm sure it's fine.
Can we not in the middle of the woods? Can we just save this for the dining room table or something like that? Or do we have to have a family meeting with our dicks in our hands?
I don't really like.
That's what I
to
usually
have
do
my
at dinner
dick
time,
out
so-
in front of family. That's kind of weird, but you know, you do your boo.
Of course you would make it pointed and try to fucking...
Where to next?
I still have to go to Epiphany to kind of assess the whole layout of the place and figure out the best way to... We still have to set up a red cap party.
We're done looking for this kid. Effectively, is that what we're saying?
We know where the kid's at.
The
Do
nest
you
with
want
all
to
the
go
others.
run into the nest without understanding what's going on with
y'all
it?
believe this creature that
I
this
do.
thing's in this nest?
You know why I believe this
Okay.
creature? Okay, you know why I believe this creature, right?
No, I don't really
Let me
care
explain
either,
it
but you're
then.
gonna tell me, aren't you?
You know what? You're right.
Actually,
there's no point in telling you.
Well, no, only you two were awake for that. Zilla and Shahid, go ahead and give me a wits insight.
See, I know, but I was knocked out.
There's no point in me rolling inside.
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll wits because it's 2 dice. There it goes. 0 success. We did it. Good job, everybody. You know what? You're right. There is no point telling you. And I'm gonna punch him.
Jet?
Yeah, Jet.
Oh, I just
You're gonna have to be faster than that.
give me opposing. Yeah, I said Jet. I feel like Jet's always give me opposing strength brawls. Or Jet, if you want to straight dodge, you can do Dex Athletics, whichever's better for you.
No, I want to, catch his hand and just kind of judo, flip him over. I don't want to hurt him.
There's no.
One for Shahid.
I don't expect it to work. I don't care.
5 for Jet.
Yes.
Yeah, Jet, what do you do here?
I just, as soon as the punch goes, I just grab his arm, use his momentum, put him on his back, and then I'm just like, I'm glad you were able to get that out of your system.
I go to trip him.
Another one.
I'm impaired. I have lost my ability to give a shit or be calm about the situation. I'm sorry.
Imagine if Zilla uses all her willpower.
Oh.
3 and 3. Ties go to the defender,
Oh,
which is
no.
Jet.
I'm
Oh,
going
no.
to take another aggravated.
No,
Oh
you're not. Oh
my
my god.
I'm pissed off.
Oh my god. Okay, let's see
Blue
it.
just moves over.
I knew I was gonna say it's gonna be 0. It's gonna be
It's gonna be
0.
0.
I could feel it in my
20.
bones. So yeah, Shahid, in
Please,
another moment of just sort of
stop.
desperation, was quick, almost got you, very closely got you. You don't do like a cool counter, but you managed to like lift your leg just in time to not get swept. As you see, Shahid sort of reached a breaking point here.
I think not blue, but Jet was like, blue, never mind. And he just pulls out a flask and he takes a sip and he hands it to Shahid.
I don't drink. And I get up.
I'm not
I-
even sure
Go
what
ahead.
you guys are fighting about, but honestly, it's fucking pathetic. So maybe you should start drinking if you want to act like a fucking piece of shit asshole. And I start heading back to the fucking car, wherever we came
Asshole.
from.
He threw
Jesus
punches
Christ.
at me.
Lenny said, I don't even know who she was referring that to. It could be both of you. Look, tensions are high right now, obviously. Let's have high tension somewhere in private. We need to talk again. That's fine. Talking's good. It worked fine last time. We just need to get away from this.
I am going to go talk to that poor woman who's lost a child. I take off my gloves. I shove them in the carrier bag.
What are you going to tell her? We don't have
That's gonna
any
be super
reasonable
comforting.
explanation of what happened. You can't go
I-
tell her a monster replaced her child, but we still don't know where her child is. Let's go to her with a good news. Not more.
Fine. Then I will
mystery.
prepare my
Don't you have a
basement.
funeral to
to-
plan?
Can't do that
Reed?
until I know her last wishes. Just take the bag, Blue, and put it in the hearth. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll take the bag and I'll put it in the hearth. You know, if y'all need help with anything, all you gotta do is ask, okay?
Blue,
But,
we don't really want your parent talk right now.
I'm not doing a parent talk. I'm just saying.
I could use your help, Blue.
Iron arrows for Shahid. Disapproving glower from Zilla. Research with Lenny. What do you need?
Oh, special project. Let's not talk about this around the,
Oh my
the
fucking
beds.
god. Okay, can somebody please just get me to my car so I can go to a pit?
We all took one car here. Let's get in our car. Let's go back to Shahid's place, and then we can split up from there.
Thank you. I think I want to throw up if I have to look at another person that I grew up with.
So, unless something happens, I assume we have a very tense but probably quiet ride with Bull's clothes in a bag. Everyone piles into the Denali, heading back to Shahid's home.
Yep.
Yeah. I Jed's pissed because he's not still looking for this kid, and we didn't get any closer to finding him, but he'll drive quietly.
Lenny will be hitting the books from here, trying to contact her mentor, she has more information to work with, and she's going to try to figure out what the fuck's going on and what the fuck that thing was. So she's going to be sort of occupied with that for the remainder. What does everyone else want to do?
Blue is going to grab the bag of clothes, is going to grab another bag and put a Wi-Fi hotspot, a scrambler, their laptop, and some just notebooks that they have, and is going to drive up to Epiphany home and is just going to assess what's going to be needed with the contractors. The important thing is getting the power up and running out there, the utilities set up out there. And then we can start talking about rebuilding the building itself. But we need Wi-Fi, we need stuff up, we need lights up there is the most important thing. So he's going to go up there and assess that, but just really thinks that might be the best way to get away from some people for a little bit.
Okay. So Blue's going to Epiphany home. What about everyone else? We'll say it's about noon this time. You guys left kind of early, but it was a bit of a drive, some trekking through the woods, burying a body. It's been some hours, but we're back. So I'm sorry, what was Jet doing?
I need to find out where the fuck happened to Harmon.
Okay. How are you going to do that?
I will see if I can find a phone number first. That's the first and easiest way, and that's kind of what he wanted Blue for.
If you want to, you can ask pull Blue aside and ask to I
well,
can do
he
that.
didn't want to tell everybody else.
Okay, that's
That's
fine.
why
I mean, Blue's just off by themselves, gathering shit. So if you need to pull Blue aside, I can pull Blue aside.
Blue, I need you on seriously. I don't need bombs. I don't need a mechanical baseball bat. I need to find Harmon.
Harmon. Okay. Do you know the first steps to finding somebody that probably doesn't want to be found?
I don't really look for people that don't want to be found. I look for creatures that don't want to be found.
Will look up.
I don't understand people all that well. If you haven't noticed,
I'll see if I can find a phone number. Where do you think is a place that somebody that was a caretaker of grounds for a long time and then their whole kind of world shattered and they didn't really have anywhere else to turn to? Where do you think they would go?
I'd probably go work at a cemetery or something.
Cemetery? Or a bar?
Yeah, a bar. That's a place. I mean, or a trash man. People, the places that people forget people.
Jet, this is gonna not sound like a compliment, but it's a compliment. You're going through a lot right now, but you're charismatic. You have the makings of a really, really powerful leader, a shot caller, somebody that people that can look up to, okay? Do what you gotta do to cope with things, but don't drag down everybody else. I care about you too much to see this happen. Also, take it easy on Shahid, okay? We're having to stay in his childhood home where something really bad happened.
He's been shit to me since I came here. Absolute shit.
Yeah. How did Mothana settle disputes between us?
I didn't really have that many disputes. Except
Okay.
Zilla, and it was more just like bickering because Zilla is a big bad.
Okay. So hold on to that.
Sephiroth in Final Fantasy.
Okay, I get that reference. Okay. Just find some common ground, okay?
Can you do me a favor? One more thing.
Yeah, I'll add it to the growing list.
And this, he actually just writes out, give me a piece of paper, and writes out a note.
Okay.
And has all of his ex-wife, his kids, everybody, has all their names and everything. Find them for me. Don't tell me anything other than that you know they're alive.
You want me to start a file on you?
Sure. Not on me, because I don't exist technically.
Do you want me to make a message in a bottle for you?
Yeah.
I can do that.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give Jed a hug.
I think Jet's kind of stunned for a second, but then hugs back. I'm sorry about what happened in the woods. I just want to look out for you. I know I don't always do that the smartest way, but I care about you. And Lenny. Like, a lot.
I know. You're so goddamn hard-headed. Good thing we got Braxton around. All right, go do your Columbo shit.
I'm probably just going to bust some heads until I get answers, but you know.
Just don't get arrested.
Nah, I won't. Probably.
Okay.
The dog's cute.
Okay. So Jet, where is Jet going precisely?
Is there a local bar here?
There is.
Sundown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's
I'll go
the
to
Sundown and Shadow Lake are the two kind of bars. Shadow Lake's also kind of like a obviously like sort of a lakeside thing as well.
Seems
But
like
the
too many people.
yeah, the local like bar where the locals go to is Sundown.
Yep, that's where I'm going.
Okay.
was Zilla
Zilla
and
Shahid.
I was going to head to the diner. And once I get there, I was going to try to get a hold of Mai.
How?
Call her.
Okay. Shahid?
She's kind of listless right now. There's not much he can do, at least according to him. So he's going to track down the only known survivor of this he's already contacted. Remember, what's his name? Bill Dent? Was it
Ill Bill.
Bill? And he'll have made sure to pocket a couple black feathers because we've seen several now.
You're gonna track down Ill Bill then?
Yep, I indeed am.
And then Blue, you're grabbing some of your stuff and heading to Epiphany home.
Which leaves
Perfect.
Lenny alone in my house.
Perfect. So, we'll go in the same order then. Blue, it's going to take you some time to get there. The first thing that happened is Jet would arrive at Sundown Bar. Where's Sundown Bar? Yeah, just little, definitely dive bar type situation, but also kind of the only bar on like that little main strip of town. Where's my person here?
You said it's still early too, didn't you?
Yeah, it's around noon. But there's some people who,
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
yeah. You know, the Nicholsons have ran Sundown Bar for a very long time.
Yeah. I think Jet walks in. Braxton right next to him. No, just not even thinking about the fact that he has a dog with him. Sits down. Bourbon. Neat.
Yeah, you walk in. That's Reese Derek Nicholson. Older man, past middle-aged at this point. Sort of graying hair. Well kept, kind of short-shaved beard. Just sort of your average looking small town guy. A little weathered, quiet. Usually has a pretty blank expression on his face, but he's a listener, not a talker. Yeah, you go, order your drink. He just gives you a nod to acknowledge that he understood, and gives you your bourbon.
Anybody else in here?
Yes. There is probably barely 21 or young 20s from the look at her. You could see a woman who's tank top jeans, quite muscular. Sort of messy, unkept shoulder length hair, deep bags under her eyes. Sort of gives you a suspicious glance as you enter, but then returns to her beer.
And I look at him. He's like, I'm Jet, by the way. Jet Tomlin.
Yeah, I know who you are.
Yeah, oh, great.
You weren't old enough to be here last time you were in town, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, things change.
Yeah, sometimes they say the same.
Father Tom always catches up with us.
Hmm.
I got a question for you, man. You seen Harmon?
Not in a little while, no.
How long is a little while?
Few weeks. Think he's still recovering. Probably up in his place.
Covering from what?
I think he got sick or something. Had an accident. I don't know.
You know where he's staying?
Why?
Jet drains the drink and he goes, the man was like a father to me. We haven't been in contact, and I come back and I find that my fauna is dead. And I haven't heard from him. And I just want to see how he's doing.
Give me a charisma persuasion.
God. There's no persuasion to roll, so it's just
one success. There's a such thing in the storyteller system as success at a cost.
Can I bribe this man? I got weed.
What's your resources?
I got money. I got resources 3.
Yeah, roll your... If you want to throw some money in here, roll your charisma resources. Charisma in the net 3. 3 success is much better. You give a pretty healthy bribe. You don't need a lot of money here anyway, and you need to find Harmon, so you're not gonna be able to make any big purchases. And then you'll have to maybe check your accounts and stuff, but you've pulled out a large sum of cash to have on hand for just this sort of situation, and a large portion of that goes to Derek Nicholson. Yeah, he accepts your tip. Immediately kind of puts it in, pockets it, and writes an address on a napkin and hands it to you.
Thanks, man. And as he's walking out, he goes, "You have a nice day, young lady."
She stares daggers at you.
It's because I'm black. And he just keeps walking.
Okay.
Into that address.
Amazing. Zilla, you went to the cafe, Carl's Cliffside Cafe, and from there you've dialed Mai, who gave you everyone their number, I believe.
Maybe just blue even, but I would have harassed it out of him at some point during that family meeting, I'm sure.
Cut his hand off to the number.
I helped with dinner.
Yeah. You call, rings a few times, and then picks up. Yes.
Hey, it's Zilla.
Okay.
Howdy to you too. I'm at the diner. I wanted to see if you wanted to grab some of the finest squirrel soup around.
Why?
Because I fucking hate this place and I'm pissed. And I want to be around someone who probably is just as pissed at me.
I don't want to go to the diner.
Do you have a better squirrel soup location?
Are you already there?
And yeah, I just like walked up to the door, but pretty good at turning around.
Grab me some to go. I'll text you an address. I'll show you where I'm staying. Is it just you? I don't want the whole
It's
fucking
just me.
gang.
No,
Okay.
yeah, no, they're all fighting about something. I couldn't figure it out, so we're all just, I don't know. So
Okay.
okay.
If it's just
extra,
you,
extra large squirrel, extra large soup.
she hangs up.
Okay, checks out. I order the soup I was joking about and grab a giant sweet tea and wait for directions.
Okay. Yeah. A few moments go by, and you get an address. Shahid, you've grabbed some black feathers. How do you intend to track down Ill Bill?
So what do I know about the dents? Because the dents in general are on the poor side, so I know roughly where in town they would probably live, wouldn't I?
Give me an intelligence streetwise, please.
I'd love to. Of course, that's just an intelligence check for me, because
You are impaired.
delightfully so, yes.
Damn.
How did that happen?
Wait, that's way too many dice.
That's way too many dice, yeah. Two successes.
Two. Which is it's not that hard to find out because the Dents are one of the oldest families in town. Yeah, there's a trailer park that like all the Dents live in. That you recall roughly where it is, and you imagine he's living there with the rest of his family.
I head over.
Okay. Blue. You've grabbed some tech. You've headed to Epiphany Home. What are your intentions here?
I'm going to go check on the hearth. I'm going to try to recall the steps to feeding the hearth, which I assume is just grabbing firewood. I'm going to dispose of the clothes. I'm going to set up a little workstation by the hearth because it seems like the safest place to set up a workstation. But Blue is going to use the extensive library that's there, as well as
Was there? It's not much left of it now.
There's not much left there, but I'm going to try to see if I can find anything. I am going to start researching some. I'm going to do two things. I'm going to, if I have time, I'm going to make my way back up the tower, but that's a tail end kind of thing. But I'm going to do just a basic rundown on Jet's family. And I am essentially going to gather their information, and I am going to form a message in a bottle, which is essentially upon Jet's death, is going to, it'll have like a go button, which will essentially just drop. I'm going to set it up, and I'm going to wait for him to like write a note or something, kind of like send an email to them to kind of like whatever he wants to say, that kind of thing. Just some info, whatever he wants to give. That part he's going to have to set up access to bank accounts, things of that nature, but I want to track them down just so I have that on standby, so at any point if anything happens to Jet, they can at least get some semblance of closure. And the second thing is I want to start doing my digging. Some digging into... I've got a specialty that I haven't used yet. That is local folk tales with academics. And I want to start researching stuff that has happened in the area, in the county, things of that nature, and seeing if there's any correlation between black feathers. I know this is missing persons is more of Lenny's kind of thing, but I want to see if there's any kind of like crime scene stuff, things of that nature, any kind of like tall tales that seem to apply to the situation that we're going through. I want to kind of see if there's any of that going on. And the last thing I want to do, if I have time, is to make my way up to the tower, and I want to look at that constellation mural and see if I can symbol some kind of significance with the stars, because Blue has an interest in astronomy.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Coming back around. Jet, yeah, look up the address. Seems to be an address outside of town. Not too far from the Epiphany home, actually. Seems he's got a house out there somewhere.
Yeah, that's where I'm heading.
Okay. How many vehicles does everyone have, actually? Blue has it, Zilla's one.
Do ones totally destroyed by impact of the tree count?
No.
0.
So how would Shahid be getting around? I assume Jet got a ride in.
Yeah, I wrote my
Jet has a truck. Zilla has a car. Does Blue have a thing?
You can borrow
Yeah,
Lenny's
Blue's got
car.
his car.
Yeah, we'll say that. That's easy enough. Lenny would have let Shahid borrow her car. Okay, cool. So, driving up this windy road, quite quickly, because you're trying to get to Harmon and you got questions. You spot a very familiar Denali heading on that same road. Still looking in your rear view, that's fucking Jet's truck. There's not a lot of roads out here, not a lot of places out here. After a couple turns, it's like we're heading to the fucking same spot. Or Jet's following me.
Excellent. Fantastic.
We do anything, or we just heading to our destination?
Well, we
just
know we
do
don't have
the-
fucking cell service, so we can't even call
Beep,
and yell
beep.
at each other in separate cars. So we just
That's
keep
all I
going.
do it. I
A
just do the
little beep. Oh, amazing.
It brake check you a little bit. Fine.
Of course you do.
Dextri? No.
See how that turned out for Shahid?
We cannot be doing this again. I'm already injured enough.
Okay.
I just look over at Braxton. I'm like, this is weird, right? Like, this is not just me. I'm not just making this up in my head, right? Like, this is
Yeah,
weird.
Braxton seems uneasy. Just we're staring at you as you do your usual talking to him, and he knows just to sort of look at you. That's a reassuring way. Yeah, eventually you make your way to this small, simple trailer on it's like a kind of good sized plot of land, a long private driveway. You see a truck there, a car there, chicken coop in the back, little garden out front. Jet, you know what to look for though. Look, like kind of pulling up, looking around. You spot some cameras. You spotted a camera on one of the trees on your way in the driveway. This place is subvertly protected. You wouldn't be surprised if there's a tripwire here or there. You kind of have the feeling you should approach with caution.
It's the kind of place I'd set up. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
But yeah,
Zilla's here
you
too.
and Zilla, yeah. Probably
So
exit the
I
vehicles
get
at the
out.
same time.
And I'm
Are
just
you-
like,
Fucking following me.
How would I know where you were going?
I don't know.
Why
You're
are you
paranoid
here?
as shit. I don't know. Didn't
Why are you here?
obviously to deliver some soup. What else would I be
who?
doing out here?
To Harmon?
To who?
Harmon?
Did you say Harmon?
Yes, the groundskeeper at our house. Remember him?
Yeah, fucking remember him, Jet.
Well, you acted real confused when I mentioned his name, so I'm just.
This is
I'm glad
Harmon's
that my eyes are
house?
confused. Yes, at least that's what I've been told.
Hey, Mai. I didn't invite him here. He just followed me and he's talking about Harmon. So I just want to clear that I did not bring him here.
Wait,
Just
Mai's
to
here?
clarify. Fucking shoot me. 'cause I didn't
After
do
you guys
this.
are in the driveway yelling at each other a little bit, eventually, yeah, Mai does step out onto sort of the steps leading down. Hair tied back, just simple t-shirt and jeans. Looks out to the both of you. Jet, what are you doing here?
That's what I'm fucking asking.
Okay, that's what I'm asking him now, though. So, Jet, what are you doing here?
I came to talk to Harmon. This is apparently his house, right?
Yeah. Just sort of gives Zill a look. Okay. Yeah. Come in. Watch your step. Specifically that one. She points to the second step on the stairs heading up.
Braxton, skip that one.
You head in?
Walk in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you head in. She leads you through the living room. Again, not many rooms here. She's like, I'd offer you something to drink, but I don't know. This beer's in the fridge if you want it. You want to see Harmon? She'll take you to one of the bedrooms where you see Harmon, no shirt, bandaging around his torso. Oxygen tank, sort of the tube set up on his nose. Clearly not looking very well. Laying in his bed. A chair right next to it, which she takes. Returns to the chair next to his bed. And Harmon sort of looks over at the two of you and sort of, with great effort, offers a smile. I looks at him, looks at you two. So what do you want?
What do you mean what I want? Hey, Harmon, how you doing? What happened to you, old man? Threw too many bricks? Accident with a lawnmower?
Yeah, something like that. It's good to see you. Good to see both of you. Mai told me you're in town looking for trouble. It's been a long time. If you're looking for trouble, you found it.
Wait, your trouble?
No, this place is trouble.
Yeah, we kind of put that together. And Jet's literally got like big old bandage tied around his leg.
Yeah, Braxton instantly walks up and starts sort of like sniffing around. He offers his hand and Braxton starts licking it. Who's this guy?
Oh, that's my buddy Braxton. Best friend. Brother.
Good. This is it? You and a dog? I figured you'd have a lady, a whole litter of kids by now.
I do have a few kids, but things happen.
Yeah, things happen. He looks at you, Zilla. I'm not even gonna ask. You doing well?
What got you?
Straight to the point.
What was it?
Sort of looks at Mai. Mai looks at him. She looks at you two. You first, glancing at Jet's leg. What got you?
Well, on this leg, there's something called a red cap. Took a chainsaw to me. And on this leg, Braxton bit me because it woke, well, on the same leg, sorry. Braxton bit me because it woke me up from some sort of trance that I was put in by some creature out in the woods.
What creature?
The feathered ones that steal the people.
Yeah.
Her and Harmon
Whistling
look at each other again,
thingamabobber.
back at you. You've heard it whistle.
Yeah. Just talking about some. Hey.
You know not to look at it, right?
Yeah, I learned that the hard way.
We learned that a long time ago.
I thought I did.
Didn't I?
Yeah, I thought
But,
it did.
I almost learned the hard way too. She looks back at Harmon. That's what got me.
How? Where?
This one, he points to Mike, was out snooping around. Found her just in time. Scared off. Shadow, feather, I don't know. Too fast for me to really get a good look at it. Next thing I know, he sort of looks down at himself. Got one of his talons deep. Popped a lung. And then I was out. Then, well, that was Mai who helped me. Yeah. So what's the plan? Y'all came here to kill this thing? My advice is don't do like what I've done. Don't do what Mai does. It's gonna take all of you. Where's Blue? Where's Shahid? Where's Lenny?
I don't know.
He shakes his head. That's not a good answer.
I thought I was heading here alone, honestly. I didn't know Z was.
I don't like to hear that either. This thing, if you're alone, that's when it gets you.
We were together when it got us this last time.
We were in the same vicinity. It's not the same.
Must have done something to piss it off.
Yeah, it's some
Yeah, there was some
Fucking
other
changeling
thing pretending to be
piece of shit.
Bull. The young kid, the lawyer's son.
Wasn't him?
Bull.
Hmm.
It wasn't him. It was something else. Wait, how do you know about all of this?
What do you think I did for Mama Fana? He did that on occasion too, but no, mostly it was making sure the grounds were safe.
So y'all knew monsters existed. Y'all tell us.
Why would we fill a bunch of kids' heads with that? Once you know, there's no turning back. We wanted to protect you from
There
that.
is no turning back. We've been exposed to this shit. My fucking fell out of a window. Lon disappeared. Y'all could have just told us. I
My
lost a
stands
daughter.
up. Don't fucking say his name.
I lost a daughter. One of these things.
And you should be wherever your daughter is, making sure she is safe. I don't have anyone anymore.
I made sure my
That's why
family's
I'm
safe.
back
not
here.
with them.
You think this is all about you? What's your excuse, Scylla?
my excuse for what?
Why the fuck are you here? Why'd you want to talk to me? Did you come back to this town?
Because I wanted to know what you fucked up when you went into the to see Mama Fana's body or whatever the fuck you were doing, so that I wouldn't do that
fucked up.
and find what you were looking for. I wanted to know what you did that you got caught, so I wouldn't have to do that.
This town doesn't like us.
Yeah, well, it's reciprocal. It doesn't matter.
So if you have a way of leaving and staying gone, which she looks at both of you, you seem to have down, you should do that. And I'm not trying to be a bitch about it. I'm just literally, I can't imagine that.
There's no way. I can't leave the house. I can't.
It's a fucking house, Jet.
There's more to it than that, and you know it. Dr. Stone was digging around there the first day we got here.
Let it be his problem. That place is fucking dangerous. Now
Stones
more
are
than
fucked
ever.
up. You know it.
If you go there, you're
There's
asking for
something-
trouble. You shouldn't go there. I'm
Have you
telling
seen
you.
the
Please.
have you seen the singing choir of heads buried in the ground too?
What
Because
the
that
fuck
was
you
a
talking
trip.
about?
Yeah, we went there, and it was pretty really
To the house?
like the commune. Yeah.
Are you talking about the
first
Stones? I don't give
the
a fuck what they do. They can sing and dance. I don't. What does that matter?
I'm pretty
What
sure they're trying to
matters-
bring some awful shit into the world.
They're awful people. Most of the people here are awful people. But they're away from us. They're fucking. They
Harmon,
want to
what-
be out here. They want to be isolated. They want to do their fucked up shit away from everyone. I don't fucking care.
It doesn't matter if it's isolated, it spreads. It fucking spreads and infests, and it slips through the water and into the drainage and runs through the cities, and it's putrid and it infests everything. So don't fucking act like you can run away from this shit, because it will find you and it will fill you up and rot you too. So shut
It's the
the
house.
fuck up, Mai.
It's the house. We get rid of the house. We get rid of these fucking problems.
It's your fucking fear.
You really
And it
believe that?
stinks.
I really believe
What's-
that.
Harmon, what's with the fire? You know so much. Tell me about the fire. Tell me about the hearth.
She just sort of looks towards Mai. Her eyes are sort of downcast for a moment. I mean, it was important to Mama Fana, right? Always
more
have the
than that.
fire going. Yeah, it's more than that, but I don't really get. She was a superstitious person. I mean, like, even for our line of work was superstitious. I don't know. It was important to her.
Was Mama Fana actually a human, Harmon? Or was she a less shitty something else?
I mean, I took her for one of us.
They said she died choking on a stick.
Yeah, it's weird. I would go check out the body myself, but I'm not really in condition to do so.
Can I roll an
Y'all-
insight check?
Absolutely, give me a wits insight. Have y'all had a chance to like go investigate for yourselves?
The hearth?
Her.
Her body?
Why are you up here questioning me about it?
Blow that willpower. Do it.
One success.
I didn't come here to question you about it. I came checking someone who was like a father.
With a willpower, 2 successes. You take him at face value. Whatever that entails, just be careful. That Maya's right. That place, you should just stay away. That's all I care about is people staying away from that place.
What if it's not the place?
Yeah.
What if the place was the only thing keeping it from spreading?
Damn right.
That fucking fire. The fucking fairy thing that was, it changed it, and then we changed it back.
What fairy thing?
Alec, whatever the fuck thing it was. Say.
Fucker.
Yeah, I was keeping them out for a while, but I guess they fucking. Once I was out of commission, they strolled right in. Yeah.
Listen.
There's
you two
there's
have-
power there that can be used by so
That's
many
why
different
it's
things.
dangerous. You think you're the only one who wants it?
Power isn't dangerous. It's that who wields it. The sheriff hasn't taught you anything. The people in this town haven't taught you anything. The fucking world, the rampaging religious zealots that stormed through here and ripped everything to shreds.
I'm not concerned with people or what they get up to. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm, for many reasons, at a disadvantage when it comes to having a position of power. But monsters, that I get. That I can even the playing field.
Tell us how we stop this.
If I knew, I wouldn't be in this situation.
Do you have anything that can help us? Because we gotta go back to the house. We can't let it go.
I haven't had time to look. Have you done the legwork? Have you figured out what this thing wants? Why it chooses its victims? Its modus operandi is. You got to put in the work. I don't have the answers. If you say this, you found something that was replaced with something else, that means there's others.
I didn't even.
Start there. And for God's sakes, don't go to that fucking house until it's safe.
Yeah, I think we need to go here.
You know, the only thing I've really figured out that this thing wants, that it feeds on, that it hunts and preys upon, is an overwhelming desire to flee and not face. It calls to you when you're trying to run away. So maybe fucking step up.
You see the color leave Mai's face. And that's when we go to Shahid. Actually, that's when we go to our final break.
This Bumpzilla, let's go.
We'll be back shortly with more revelations, maybe, in a bit. Bye.
I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. I'm traveling through this world of woe. There's no sickness, toil, or danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to see my Father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. gather around me. I know my way is rough and steep, but beauteous fields lie just before me, where God's redeemed their vigil keep. I'm going there to see my mother. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I'm going there to see my Savior, to sing His praise forevermore. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I'm just a going over home.
We are back. We are with Shahid, who's made his way to the outskirts of town, along the river, to a plot of land where many of the Dents reside. You pull up, like I said, a cluster of trailers, vehicles all around, handful of people sort of gathered around a makeshift fire along the riverbank. Already eyeing with much suspicion this random vehicle that just pulled up.
I get out and I just say, I'm looking for old Bill, ill Bill, you know.
You're immediately approached. This individual goes by B word. You know her name to be Bethany Dent. Biracial, clearly indigenous, and maybe some Mexican heritage as well. Kind of short-cut hair, a little coiffed. Strong sort of features, thick eyebrows, and sort of always suspicious eyes.
Roughly how old is she?
Maybe 22, 23. Pretty small too, actually. Definitely doesn't have the stature, short for anyone's age, really. But certainly approaches you, steps up to you with all the confidence in the world. Just sort of looks you up and down.
Hi.
What are you supposed to be? What do you want?
I just want to talk to Bill. I brought snacks.
Is this the sheriff's latest attempt to fucking get to us now? You ain't fooling anyone. Get the
I'm
fuck out
sorry.
of here.
Hold on. The fucking sheriff? You think I'm with the sheriff? There is.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Tell me why. Go ahead. Explain it.
You smell like a fucking cop. That's why.
You know what? You're very close to the money because I used to be a cop. But then I told them to fuck off and now they hate me. So, no, sheriff. Sorry.
What do you want with Bill?
I just want to chat with him. I met him the other day at the diner and I thought we had a nice conversation. I'd like to do it again, maybe over a beer,
You had a nice conversation with Bill. Get the fuck out of here.
You kidding me? That man has changed since back in the day. You used to be crabby and now he's congenial.
The fuck you call him?
It's when people are weirdly
I know what it
charismatic.
means. I'm saying it don't fit Bill.
Did you meet him
Prick.
the other day? I promise you, dude is different. Are you telling me he hasn't changed since, he went missing?
So you're an old friend of Bill's.
Yeah, I am actually. You're Bethany, right?
They call me B-word.
Yeah, I remember one day when I was at the clinic, my mom looked over your mom while she was pregnant with you.
So?
I'm just saying, it doesn't matter. Look,
Give me a subterfuge manipulation.
I would love to. This is in service of the hunt, I swear. So we're going to be using desperation for this.
Yeah, I guess if you're hunting Bill, if that's what you're declaring here, sure. Is that what you're doing?
They call it a manhunt for a reason, bully.
Okay.
What
okay.
else do you expect? Modifier 1, submit. Oh, calm the fuck on. Roll 20. You're going to kill me. You're going to get me dead. Do you not understand this?
Did you use desperation dice for that? It didn't roll any of the desperation.
No, that's right, because -2 for being
Right. One success. Yeah, she just stays there, arms crossed. Cool. Well, you can send your mama over here and I'll have her talk to my mama.
My mom's very much dead.
So is mine. So get the fuck out of here.
Fine. You know what? How about you walk over to him and give him something for me? I hand over an envelope.
She takes it, immediately rips it open and looks inside.
Just a black feather.
The fuck is this?
What does it look like? It's a black feather. Anyway, just give that to Bill. And I...
I would expect better from someone like you. Is this fucking some racist shit? You trying to give indigenous families some feathers?
One, it's one feather. 2, he dropped it in the diner.
Puts it back in the envelope. You're fucking
Do you want a new
weird.
envelope? I got more. I came from the bank, so.
Anything else I could do for you? What the hell's your name again?
I thought it was Sheriff Dickbag or whatever.
No, you ain't the
That
sheriff.
work?
I know the sheriff.
Yes, so do I. I extend a hand this time. Shahid.
She shakes it. Shahid. You're one of them.
Is this some racist shit?
No. You're from the home, right?
Used to be. It's not exactly a home anymore.
People don't like you. And I know about people not liking people. People don't like us either.
Let me just whisper a secret into your ear right now. People have not liked
Don't
me.
you
ever
whisper
since-
shit to me.
I'm not actually whispering. I'm like literally just. People have not liked me ever since my family moved here when I was 8.
Must be rough.
No, was living the high life, really. Then to get murdered, and suddenly I'm shacked up in some random house, and people hate me for that too. I'm used to it, honestly.
If you're here for a sob story, you could go literally anywhere else. This isn't the place you're going to get sympathy. I'm sorry.
I'm not looking for sympathy. What's sympathy?
You're looking to
gonna
give
do?
a feather to Bill.
Yeah, I was looking to give a feather to Bill and maybe talk to him about it.
Fucking weirdo. All right, well, I'll pass on the message. He kind of waves the feather.
Thanks. I'm the weirdo. Get in
What
the
do you do?
car. I get in the car, drive away. There's not much more I can do at this point.
No,
Damn
the dice don't
self-control.
like you.
It's fine, you know. I'm just gonna take the dice out in a date. We'll see how it works. You know, make up for old times.
Warm them up. Where are you heading to next?
Probably back home. There's nowhere else I'd want to go.
Okay.
Actually, wait, hold on. One of the missing people was Deborah Longwell's husband, right?
Yes, I believe so.
And Deborah's also the coroner.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might visit the morgue.
Okay.
That's what I'll do next. Naturally, I'm going to do this alone because that's the safest option.
Yes. Speaking of safety, Blue. We're at Epiphany Home. There's a few things you want to do. First, so did you give me the order of operations as well? That's how you're doing things. First, looking into Jet's family.
Yeah.
Then digging
Jet's
into
family.
local folk tales. And then, okay.
Yeah. Doing the legwork, to quote an old man.
Jet, you have found someone to essentially clear you from being searchable, findable, and whatnot. You have a merit that means you are unfindable, essentially. And what was so is do you think that extends your family, or what would he be able to find about your family?
No, I didn't extend that to my family. It was very intentionally just me because I didn't think anybody would have any reason to go after my family because I basically told them to fuck off in so many words by just ignoring them. And then I gave a bunch of money in the divorce settlement to settle somewhere else nice and away from me.
So what would Blue
Out of
find?
Ohio.
What would Blue find while looking up your family?
Probably that they're living in some fucking nice suburb in the middle of fucking bumfuck nowhere, like Arkansas or some shit. Like, who knows? Jet hasn't really looked into where his family is. Just periodically checks in, like, you know, sends a fucking message, and not in probably like the last 8 months or so, like a video call or something like that. But he basically doesn't want to know where they are, so he's not tempted to go see them, and doesn't want to know where they are because if someone finds him and tries to torture him, then you're like, I don't know where they are, literally.
Okay. So yeah,
he put himself in some pretty fucked situations where that could potentially happen.
So that's the gist of what you'll find, Blue. You'll be able to find their location. You're good enough at this. I'm not going to make you roll.
Yeah.
You taking half would be good enough. Find their location, find a way to set, if you wanted to send an email or something, or get it essentially preliminary set up to where whatever Jet decides his message is, you've got something to get to them.
Yeah.
Probably find stuff about the divorce and all of that as well, really, if you're looking.
I am going to set myself up, just find the information of like the divorce lawyer that they might have used. And I'm just going to do a fake letterhead, email head with a fake email address. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to just, let them know that, hi, this is Hank Profit with that, and it's, with that law office. I was just doing some last minute kind of consolidation of files. And so I just wanted to get some like clarification on, details of the divorce, like just wanted to clarify, contribute some information that was like finalized, itemized lists of things that were like given, who got a house, who got a car, things of that nature.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you can do that without problem. that happens, and you want to start digging into local folk tales.
Yeah.
You have a specialty in this with academics, so please give me an intelligence academics.
Okay. Intelligence and academics with a specialty.
With 4 successes, a popular folktale. It's not necessarily tied. You're not finding much about this feather stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All this stuff is kind of recent. But as far as a popular tale, there's an entity, a mysterious figure known as the Tunnel Man in Strenna, Urbania County. There's sort of a tunnel underneath a road near one of the creeks, just a creek that runs under a road. And instead of it being a bridge, it's just kind of a tunnel underneath there, where it said if you go there at night and visit 3 times, the Tunnel Man will appear. And for a price, he can answer any question you have. And there's been people who've like found out wild stuff apparently from summoning this entity in the tunnel. It's hazy what the price is. Some people say it's dangerous. Some people say you have to make like a pact. A lot of people think it's a demon that you go and strike a deal with in exchange for whatever knowledge you want.
The whole time that Blue is looking this stuff up, Blue is recording it into their recorder.
Okay.
And has like Jerry Rafferty's right down the line, just like a mix of music playing in the background while keeping close to the fire and everything like that. Tunnel Man might be a lead. And if it's just a bunch of bullshit, then I guess I just walked up to a tunnel 3 times for no fucking reason. Alright. I'm going to bring that to... I'm going to go ahead and make a encoded email address.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to send that to Lenny.
Okay. So, you find this information. Last thing you want to do, you want to head to that tower. Check out the constellation, correct? You do notice a shift in the hearth fire. It's very small. I mean, the fire is barely more than embers, but it's been sort of an orangish red glow. The orangish red is still there in the center, but the edges, the wisp of the flames, are this purplish blue.
I'm going to go ahead and add more wood to the fire. And I'm going to tell Pee-wee to go on that same, like, tracking, like a perimeter kind of scan for anything that tries to come into the house.
Okay.
And then grab a mag light and my pistol.
So you want to send Pee-wee outside or inside the house?
Inside the house, just rolling through the house, essentially. Like a Roomba, but above.
Give me wits investigation for Pee-wee.
Excellent. It's 5 successes.
5 successes. So with 5 successes, even though it's doing a pattern inside the house, passing one of the windows, you get an alert, like a movement alert. While passing some of the windows, it does make sure to check outside and then continue in. There is movement in the barn.
Fuck it. Pee-wee record, and I'm going to grab the mag light and a pistol, and I'm going to make my way out to the barn instead of the tower.
Okay. Mag light out, pistol out. You make your way to the barn. Are you trying to do so stealthily?
Yes.
Let's do a composure stealth.
You got it, Chief. 4 successes.
You approach rather quietly. The barn, from you remember, there's various animals that made their way there. Mama Fana ran sort of a more of a sanctuary. There's a couple horses. There were chickens, rabbits, birds. It was for creatures that were injured and could no longer survive on their own. You remember a lesson often taught in the barn. It's important to always let those who seek freedom have it. And if there's those that need to be free but something's stopping them, help them get to that. Of course, it's been empty for quite some time. It's completely overgrown. But doing your light through, approaching, you can see a trail littering as soon as you get inside the barn proper. Bones everywhere.
I'm going to not let my curiosity get the best of me, and I'm going to send Pee-wee in to do a quick scan. Looking through the pad.
Inside, you'll see something that I'll warn you is quite disturbing. In one of the stalls is occupied. Where the largest concentration of bones are, there's also a swollen, rather large goat. Clearly, maybe pregnant of some sorts. As you can see, no cubs or anything, but this is clearly like a mare, like a feeding goat. It's actually leaking, but it's not leaking milk. It's a thick red substance dripping from it. The goat itself it's breathing. You can see a slow movement of its sort of extended rib cage. The head just sort of lolled to the side, tongue out a little bit. But looking through the camera on Pee-wee, one of those weird horizontal slit eyes adjusts and makes eye contact with the camera.
I'm gonna have Pee-wee just pass through and go out a window from the barn, not coming back to the front door. Don't want to draw that thing towards the front door where I'm at.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have Pee-wee take the long way around back to the house.
Okay.
Blue is going to step back, take a deep breath. Is there a shed?
There's a large storage space inside the barn as well.
Would there be where Harmon used to keep gasoline?
Maybe back in the day, but it hasn't. I mean, you could check. Let's see. Give me a wits investigation.
Okay.
See if you can rifle something up.
It's gonna be just wits, but that's okay. If I don't find it, it's fine. I've always got I've got family. 1 success.
1 success. Will you please give me a stamina resolve?
3 successes.
3 successes. Your stomach churns. There's a sweet, sickly scent in the air. Very enticing. As you enter the barn, you're looking through. You don't see any gas canisters, but that smell is getting to you. You recognize it. You smelt this the first time you stepped in here. All that wine that was spilt everywhere. delicious red substance. You can smell it, and it gets to you for a little bit, but you're able to shake it off. Part of you wants to go towards the source, which you know to be that swollen goat in the stall. But you're able to keep your wits about you.
I'm gonna step out of the barn. I'm gonna make my way to the house, and I'm gonna look towards the woods where we chased Alec out.
Mm-hmm.
And Blue's gonna go, "You left your fucking milk bag."
Did I? You hear from behind you. You turn and you see Alec standing tall, nude. Not exactly vulgar, as his legs are covered in thick hair. Curved horns proudly displayed. Hands at his side, one brow up looking at you. Malice in his eyes. I thought you might get thirsty since you chased away the party. Think of it as a housewarming gift.
How about you and I have a talk?
Last time we talked, you humiliated me.
Bit of a prick.
Say, where are your friends? Don't you know it's dangerous to go alone?
They're never too far behind. Alec, you could rip me apart right now.
Yeah. It's Alekos, by the way.
Alekos, Greek. But then you'd have to deal with Jet and Zilla and Lenny.
He glances around. Give me a manipulation subterfuge.
I'm fucking playing with dangerous forces here. That is no successes.
Weird, because when you came in, I didn't see anyone else in the car.
No. Not right now, but if you killed me, they would hunt you down. They would rip apart that food source you got in there, and they would skin you. They would cut your horns off, and they would put it above our fireplace that you desecrated.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they'd come one by one, and I'd do it to them.
A lot of maybes.
I'm a people person. I like a crowd. But you know what? I can get intimate too. We could do this just the two of us.
Or we could make a deal. Don't you like deals?
Not particularly. But I'm listening.
You might like this one. We're dealing with a lot of stuff. We're trying to rebuild our family home and build it up and keep that fire warm and, you know, do a lot of good. Because there's a lot of bad out in those woods. You're not even the worst of it. There is a family in town, go by the name of Stone, and they have a lot of people that follow them. A lot of people that listen to them. A lot of people that from what I heard from Zilla, stay up to their necks in worship. A flock like that for a shepherd like you might sound pretty enticing, right?
Go on.
So, I can't give you that flock, but what I can do is I can make it easier for you to root yourself into them. I can do a lot of things that you don't understand. It has to do with the cloud and everything. But you don't want here. Here is not your style. There's no congregation here. There's no gathering chapel or anything here. And it's already claimed. So, you fuck off from here. We'll do a trade.
You just said it yourself. You don't have anything to trade. You don't have this other family. You just got to lead a bunch of fundamentalists that I don't have the time for. I had a thing going here. I could get it back. Last person tried to stop me from partying here. Well, they're not around anymore.
Last people that stopped you from partying here stopped you from partying here. And we'll do it again and again and again. So, I'm giving you the option. Your own little area, part of town, with your own congregation, or your horns above our fireplace. I've got a whole lot of iron making its way to this county. Alecos.
Do you?
Arrowheads.
Prove it.
Sharp point.
Prove it.
Prove it?
Yeah. Show me the order.
Would you like to come inside? I can show you. It's on the laptop.
Part of me would like to see your face when you realize what the fuck you've gotten yourself into, but part of me just wants to get this over with right now. But part of me is intrigued too. Blue, will you give me a charisma persuasion? I'm trying to strike a deal with this individual. This might be your last chance.
1, 2. I'm going
2 successes.
to reroll with a
One is a
willpower.
crit. You could get a, yeah. Two more successes with a crit. Making this 6 successes. Oh, if ever you need it. Roll20's been waiting to save your ass on this roll.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I'm gonna give you 2 nights. Bring one of these stones here. I want to talk to him. We'll set up a meeting. And if that seems like a more lucrative situation for me, I'll let you have your little hold. But if not, we'll see what happens. It gets to the point you keep pushing on us here. You keep fucking with the things here. We're going to start fucking with you back. You don't want that. All right. 2 nights. I'll see you here. Blue, was it?
Sure.
We got ourselves a deal. Puts his hand out.
I'm going to stick my hand out, and I'm going to, with all the strength that I can muster, pull Alekos close, and I'm going to whisper in Alekos' ear. I'm going to say, "You're dealing with an addict, Alec. I get what I want eventually, or I burn out. But the thing about addicts is they burn out everything around them."
Give me a Dex Athletics.
Put some fucking pants on next time I see you. Woo! 2 successes.
You take 2 superficial damage. As he's in, he says, "You're gonna learn to fucking respect what we are," and he headbutts you, breaking the top of your nose a little bit, blinding you momentarily. You feel the blood coming out, but you also know that was a fuck you move. It wasn't. He's not starting a full combat here.
Yeah.
So he does that, steps back, see around Attic, and he very quickly makes his way back to the woods.
Fuck! And Blue is just going to lay down in the lawn and just look up at the stars.
And you sort of hear, "I'd stop the bleeding. There's things around here that love to dip their hats in it."
Fair enough, fucker.
Yeah, and you could just hear echoes of him sort of cackling as he leaps back into the wood line.
When I realize that, when I give him enough time to actually leave, Blue's gonna stand up and make their way back inside the house and up the tower.
You're sticking around.
Yeah. Gonna stop
Okay.
with the bleeding. It's the last thing. Just wanna take
Yeah. Give me a wits medicine.
Yeah. I don't have medicine. Oh, you're just fucking putting me through the goddamn ringer right now.
I'm giving you outs. You're saying no
You're
thank
giving me
you, so let's see what
multiple outs, yeah.
happens.
2
Okay, 2
successes.
successes. Yeah. For the most part, you stop the bleeding. It's still, you don't really stop it. You have to keep changing it. The blood's still flowing, but you've got it mostly under control.
I'm gonna... look at the stairs to the tower and then look back at my laptop and see I put that order in a day or 2 days ago, it would seem.
Mm-hmm.
How long is it until we get people out here to look at utility? Oh god, it's fucking Missouri. Oh god, we put money behind it, but
It's the worst of Missouri.
yeah.
It didn't. It's showing as undelivered. Like your initial messages. Looking through a few of the things. Some of them went through and just haven't gotten a response, which is weird because like you've put good money behind this. You've made the transfers and everything. You just haven't heard back from anyone. Some stuff's undelivered. A lot of the stuff's just has been unanswered.
We're getting stonewalled. Okay. And I'm just gonna grab my stuff and I'm gonna put more wood in the fireplace before I leave, and I'm gonna get in the car.
Fireplace is back to an orangish red. You get in the car. Where are you heading?
Blue is going to think about going to the Sundown Bar and then just decide better not and go back to the house.
Back to the house. Okay. It is starting to get dark. Zilla, Jet. Don't you smile. You said what you said. You see the color leave Mai's face. See a concerned look on Harmon looking between Mai and Jet and Zilla. Whatever it is y'all decide to do, just be careful. And do it together.
It's the only way they it's the only thing that feeds the fire, right? Harmon?
I don't pick on the man. Listen, we're gonna fight. That's what we do.
What we were
Especially
trained
us
to do.
two. You know this. Exactly.
You know. We won't be taught about monsters or the things that go bump in the night or the humans that steal our childhood away, but we can learn how to use
Our
swords.
whole children.
All right. You know. We ended up at Epiphany Home for what? For parents that couldn't afford to have us, or bad home lives. No, we ended up there because of monsters too, Harmon. So you trained us to fight. You didn't tell us what to fight, and we figured it out on our own.
We hoped you never would have to.
We didn't end up there because we had good lives before. We ended up there because the monsters you hid from us.
She tried to give you a good life. You gotta believe
Hopes
me.
are like pissing in the wind. Honestly. And you know it. You couldn't protect yourself from it. So what makes you think you should protect us? Shit happens here. In this fucked place. Y'all knew it. And y'all knew we'd have to come back.
No. She told me you wouldn't be back. She was protecting you.
Come back if she died? Come the fuck on, man. That's the only mother I ever knew. I spent all of my formative years. I don't remember what my family was like. I never looked for them. I don't know who they
It doesn't matter. You had it good.
Y'all
had it good, right?
No. But y'all could have told us the whole story.
That wouldn't be good.
It would be.
Is it better now? Do you think this is better? My sitting here, a broken person, me, a fucking alcoholic with a missing daughter, Z living.
She did
nearly
her
the best.
Best.
She could.
Okay. She did more for you than anyone else would have.
The best is the truth. And the truth is safety. And we didn't get that. We never got that. We didn't get that before, and we didn't get that there, and we didn't get that now.
So what? Gonna come here, yell at an old hurt man? That make you feel better about it?
Yes, it does, because you're getting exactly the fucking lecture you should have gotten when you took in children who were already broken.
Wasn't my idea.
I don't give a fuck whose idea it was.
This time Mai says, that's enough. Get out. Both of you.
This ain't your house.
Get out. Both of you. Harmon's just sort of looking away at this point. You could see his eyes welled with water.
I touch his.
Mai goes, you said your piece. Get the fuck out.
Fuck you, Mai. No matter what happens, I still love you, man. And Jet walks out.
You see Harmon look after you as you do. Mai's now looking at you, Zilla.
What's your excuse, Mai?
I don't owe you anything. Get the fuck out.
I think you do, actually. But we'll collect eventually. Okay? I leave.
Okay. Do you two do anything before heading out?
I think I just sit and wait for Z on our car. They're half right. At least Harmon was. We're gonna have to do this together.
That was unfortunately never in question. It was just whether or not we could get it together enough to do that.
I'm trying, y'all. I'm not gonna pretend I'm fucked, you know? Like I am. I'm not good. Nothing about this is good. Shahid was right. Like I'm messed up and I'm not a whole person. And I don't know how to be. I don't think I ever can be. But y'all, all of you, y'all make me that much closer. And that matters. I know we bump heads because we're stubborn assholes. You're my sister. I do whatever it takes to protect you and everybody else. Even I came here for Harmon. I wasn't kidding when I said this is like the closest thing to a father I had. I grew up in that house. I don't know why I need it, but I need it. Also, I think Lenny read that journal, and I feel a whole bunch of ways about that.
Yeah, the walls are really thin. I'm sure you heard uh, at least something out of that thing because I assume she read. I don't know. She's being weird.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff about how I basically crushed on her for forever. I got poetry in there from me being like 12. It's not good. I was gonna tell her the day that we were all packing up, and well, then stuff with Maya and Lon happened. Or I don't know if Lon was actually I don't know anything. I'm fighting monsters with a baseball bat, holy water, and a dog. Apparently, you can have a bunch of different holy waters too. You know, if anyone believes in a bunch of shit, like I've had like fucking crypto bros bless me with their crypto water, and it worked.
I like. I need you to go, like, get a little bit put together, and then like hunt some monsters in Europe or something because you gotta expand your base away from like crypto hunters. I don't under. We just gotta expand a little bit. Ohio, I don't know. Maybe that's half your baggage. I'm not sure.
Probably.
You never looked for your family?
Nah. I figured if they couldn't, I didn't want to, burden them now. Hi, I'm your son. I come back from, 30 something years later. You want to be a family again? I think it made it easier than it was for a lot of, the other kids. He watched his family die. Lenny kept waiting for her family to come back. I
Safer
My
not
family
knowing.
was always there with me. Y'all were always there with me. And then I had my own family, and now I don't.
What are you gonna do about that, Jet?
I can't bring them into this. I have a junior. He's fucking amazing. I can't let him see me like this.
Don't you feel like you're just like all these kids trying to run away and getting snatched up? And whatever comes back is just some monster with a ravenous hunger eating up everyone around you alive. But you have the chance. You have the chance to go home yourself. And you may not be ready. But what I said was true. A shadow creature stealing the ones that are afraid and locking them up in a fucking tower or nest, whatever. Maybe that's what your kids are afraid of. But you're never coming home. And I don't want that for another kid, you know. It might not be the same. But at least they'll know where you are and that you're alive and that you know their names. So it'll take time, but you don't let fear permeate any other part of your life, so maybe it's time to eradicate it from the most important.
It'll be hard.
I want to beat the shit out of you.
Fuck off.
Well, let's get
With that, where are Jet and Zilla heading after this?
We should probably go home and like have another family dinner where we all yell at each other and then are friends for a little while.
Is that what happens?
Isn't that what happened last night?
Okay, so we haven't spent that much time. All right. Let's make an agreement, me and you.
Okay.
Because we're the stubborn and bullheaded ones.
Yeah.
We are going to not argue. And if we feel like we're going to argue, we just won't say anything.
And if we do say something, we punch each other really hard in the arm.
Deal.
Okay.
Okay.
Like
Back to Shaheed's.
Yes, so Jet, Zilla, and Blue are all heading back to your temporary home. Shaheed went to the morgue.
I did.
Medical examiners. It's late afternoon. You arrive. It is closed. How would you like to proceed?
It's a good question. Nothing is going Shaheed's way today, except for maybe shooting an arrow in that kid's head, which
Yeah,
is
so it's
maybe shall
about
never come
time.
out of his head, yeah.
You do some luck.
I would like to try and break in, please.
Easy enough.
Sure. I mean, they're only keeping the dead people there. It's not like there's jewels or something, right? Should be fine.
So assuming you're going to sort of take your time, assess the situation, you're not in
Yeah.
a hurry to do this. We can make this an intelligence larceny.
Intelligence larceny -2, which leaves me with, I think, 2 dice total. Yep. And one of them got a success. Look at that.
So with one success, you check the perimeter, watch a little bit to make sure no one's coming or going. Eventually approach one of the back doors, and luckily enough, it is unlocked.
Wow.
Small town, probably not worried about people breaking into a morgue, but
The thing is, someone did break into the morgue a little bit, but a little time ago. So
they were caught.
yeah, I'm gonna be on the lookout for cameras or any other form of ways to catch people.
Yeah. So with one success, you're in. You look around, and then you catch it too late. You're like, "Fuck! You were on camera." There's one that was kind of cleverly hidden at the back door that you just somehow missed. That yeah.
Great. It's unlocked. I assume that I'm invited in. So I'm gonna start playing the fool.
Illegal then.
And start asking for Deborah, like openly say, Deborah, you
I mean,
here?"
no one's here. Yeah. It's after hours. It's closed.
I know this.
Mhm.
God knows this. The door's unlocked.
There you go. We're playing dinner. Sure, you walk in, you shout a little bit, no answer. What's next?
I'm gonna take a second glance at I'm now we're gonna triple check for cameras all over this place. I want to see how many other bodies are here, and I want to see the condition of the bodies that are still here, if there are any.
So you're gonna make your way down to like the morgue proper.
Yes, I am.
Sure.
This is gonna be great, everyone.
Head down.
Yep.
There are there's just one body there. The kid you saw.
Fauna's not here anymore.
Mm-mm.
Great. I'm gonna open up the case and check out this kid's body.
Okay.
Last time I only got a glimpse of that black feather. I want more information this time around.
Give me an
If I'm gonna be
intelligence
here-
medicine.
Yes, -2, which leaves me with 2 dice again. This is great. Don't do things when impaired, folks. Also another 1. That's great. Look at that.
One success. You can we discern with one success here?
Well, I assume there's no external signs of how the kid died. One success would tell me if that was a cause of death, but if there's not.
Is there like paperwork on hand, like next to the like a file kind of thing?
Yeah, so looking at the body itself is not would immediately stand, even with one success, it's interesting that there's no necrobiome here. Like there's no signs of decay or anything like that. And this kid was like, you're looking at his chart, he was found like drowned out in the wilderness dead. So like something should have been going on there, but it didn't.
When he was found, was it dark? Was
Yes.
it nighttime? And he was moved while it was still night.
Mhm.
Is their sun still in the sky right now?
No.
Oh, good. That's at least one thing off my head. I check his paperwork, and then I'm going to check Fauna's paperwork to see where she's been moved.
There's no paperwork
Of either of them?
of her. No. Yeah, his paperwork just shows he was found drowned. He'd washed up ashore. There was some bruising. It looks like maybe he had fell from something, from a height maybe. But some of that, some lacerations, they assume from just kind of maybe being, he'd maybe climbed a tree, fallen into the river, and then drowned.
Climbed a tree, fallen into a river, and then drowned, and now he's not decaying. I'm going to slip on another pair of gloves, and I'm going to go over to his mouth and open it.
Yeah, nothing particularly abnormal, no.
Crack open his eyes. Take a look.
Look like a dead person's eyes.
And there's no signs of decay at all. This is just getting weirder and weirder. Looking at the bruising, is there any way to tell what caused it? Or is it just he fell off of a tree?
Yeah, I mean, it's consistent with a pretty nasty fall.
Great. Well, this was a bust. I put his paperwork away. I make a mental note to discuss this with the coroner tomorrow, specifically the sudden absence of my adoptive mother, and I go to close the tray where his body's being kept.
Sure. Where to after this?
Probably home. There's not much more else to do.
Okay. Eventually, our cell finds themselves back at the same location. Shahid's family, our old house.
Shahid's family's alive again and just standing and staring at everyone. No.
Blue has put a bandage over the nose with tape. So if you've ever played Kane and Lynch, looks like Kane from that, just like the blood splash, and is currently making dinner.
What the fuck happened to your face?
I have so much to tell you. So much. There's a I know where Alec's wine comes from. And I know what Alec is. There's also a tunnel man. I sent that to Lenny. That might help us.
Tunnel man?
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I'll tell you
He's
about
like
it.
the Underminer from The Incredibles.
We can talk about Undermine and everything like that. I'm making shrimp and grits right now, okay?
Oh.
Family dinner.
I'm not hungry, I say as I close the door behind me.
Gotta eat.
No, I really don't.
We're having a family dinner.
To discuss what?
Food.
And plans.
stuff.
Yeah, also that, but like it's dinner, so mostly it's about dinner, Shahid.
Getting to know each other.
Family.
Communion.
Well, the last of my family's probably that bloodstain right there. I point to like I flip over the welcome mat where there is still a small bloodstain. So
You don't have to be so morbid.
Shut the fuck up, Shahid.
I'm feeling
do we
morbid
wanna-
today.
Do we want to like swap trauma stories? Because we could all do that and it would all be sadder than the next one, and then we could pile it on top of each other. You can go ahead and punch me. I know I'm supposed to stop talking.
No, I just want to go to bed.
Do not hesitate.
Have some shrimp and grits. You can go to bed afterwards, but you're gonna want to hear this. And you're gonna
Actually,
need some
I
food
don't.
to help it.
I don't
No,
want to
do
hear
it.
about more today. I don't want to go through more today. I have pushed myself to the limit and I have failed each and every time. So, no, I want to go to bed.
Blue's going to take off an apron and set it over the countertop. And I'm going to
I
look
got them
over to
upset.
Zilla, and I'm going to just tap each of them on the shoulder and say, "It's good to see you too. Can you check out the grits, Zilla? Make sure they don't scald to the bottom of the pan."
Can I taste them as I do it?
Of fucking course you can.
Thank you.
Shahid,
Yeah.
follow me.
I roll my eyes in a very dramatic way.
Ooh,
I punch. I take the you punch him.
Punch.
that wasn't even.
Yeah, but if we both want to do it, that means we're not supposed to do it right now.
God damn it.
I'm
Both
going
you take
to
4 aggravated. No.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I have my weapon on me, so I'm fine.
Yeah, you follow. Or where are you taking Shahid?
Basement.
Okay.
If this is about the mixtape, I haven't gotten the chance to listen to it yet.
No,
Okay.
no, it's fine. You can listen to it when you want to, okay? But you're going to want to hear this, okay? Alec's name is Alagos. Alec is Greek. Alec is a satyr. There is a fat and fetid goat in the barn of Epiphany Home that is producing wine. Blood wine from it. I have it all on camera. Alex showed himself to me, and we have a deal.
And what do you want me to do about it?
I need a stone.
Charlie's probably the best bet.
Charlie's the best bet.
Well, Proctor's Lord knows where, and the other ones are too adult. I'm going to handle you making a deal with a fake creature later.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go to bed now.
You're gonna eat dinner, and then you can go to bed.
Blue, I'm never going to be that person.
You look like shit. You smell like shit.
Then I will take a bath and go to bed. But I am not going to be the man who is perfectly fine all the time and not banging doors because I'm okay. I am not okay. Okay? So let me just process. Take a shower. Go to bed. Wake up tomorrow. Be normal again. Because we can't have 2 people falling apart here now, can we? Or 3.
You have to remember that you're human.
When I said rule number 1 was be people, it meant act like people. I don't need to pretend that I can anywhere close to human anymore. And on that note, I do leave the basement.
Take a shower, go to bed.
Probably, yeah.
Any last discussions with Zilla, Jet, and Blue?
I think we probably just fill each other in on
Mhm.
What happened?
the night's happenings and
Mhm.
maybe wait on discussing a plan until everyone can be involved for the morning.
Yep. That is what Jet had. He asked before we all disperse. Are we still against Claymore?
Can you find clever places to put them that male people and
Of course.
delivery people won't step on
I have a
them?
house where male people won't step on my Claymore.
You have a house?
I have a whole farm.
I thought you lived in a hole in the ground, you goblin.
You know,
Shahid's in a mood, so just be prepared to deal with that. But it's always better to ask for forgiveness than beg for permission.
Obviously. obviously. But here's a real question though. Jet, with all your lovely explosive making skills, do you know anything about like melting iron?
Melting iron? No, I haven't done it before, but I imagine I could.
I was thinking about like sprayable iron or dumpable iron, just as far as like, you're always wanting to booby trap things. So
You'd need some, like, a pretty nice hose, because even if you get it down to
but yeah, like we need like a cauldron almost to like dump it on top of someone's head, like in those camp movies we used to watch, and we were like, oh, if we ever went to like sleepaway camp instead of like living sleepaway camp, then like we would definitely set up like those paint dump booby traps,
I mean, if you make little iron chips, you get it broken down small enough, you could put it in something that explodes with a bit of gunpowder and something to detonate it, and boom, you can basically make a little iron grenade.
Might be something to keep in mind for a couple of days from now.
If we can actually get that delivered here. If we can actually get our hands on it.
Well, I mean, there's a like car place, what's it called? Like a
Scrapyard?
auto body shop or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they have at least a little bit of iron on them.
Okay, we can check there.
I mean, otherwise, like, I know we're having trouble getting
Who's
like
stopping
product,
our
but
stuff
also
from coming in?
stones.
We're getting stonewalled.
Yeah. But I know we're having trouble getting product, but also we have possibly local resources. We have locals we could maybe employ to at least get some of it started. It's gonna sound sappy, but like the whole thing's about community and doing stuff together, yada yada yada. Stronger together, whatever. We might have resources here that we haven't tapped.
I gotta look up satyrs. So
That's
I
the
can
power
get us...
of the Home Depot. Right.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta look up satyrs so I can get us a nice little information packet with Lenny about what threats we have on the table and what we can do to stop them. But y'all remember Trip?
Trip.
Dad owned the Radio Shack.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's into some kind of like, like dark web kind of stuff, kind of a weirdo.
So you could pay him in weed then.
Yeah. I thought maybe I could get in contact with him and see if he could be a contact for us. Maybe get us some stuff that we are being stonewalled with.
So I have a compartment in my truck. You know how I said I have a farm? You grow a little weed on a farm every now and then. So, because this is easy export. And if you don't exist on the interwebs, it's easy. I know a little bit about
really
the dark
small.
web. And by I hire someone to know things for me, Benny. And so I have a little something.
Benny?
Yes. He's my assistant.
Benny and the Jet?
It is coincidence entirely.
I don't believe you. I think you
highly doubt
went
that.
out of the way to find someone
His
named
name's Benjamin. He's a goober.
And?
But he's my goober.
Okay. Well, enough family bonding.
Okay. Jen, are you trying to put explosives out tonight?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
No.
He went to bed, so I didn't know if you're going to get up to something. Okay. So with
I'll
that,
guess
you'll have your
cheat
meal.
with an explosive butt plug and just leave it there for him.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Don't use this.
Repeat what the fuck that was. Repeat what that was. In
No
front of
make
God?
him do
I
it.
said
In front
what
of
I
me?
said.
Don't make him
From all
do
these
it.
people.
Amazing. Okay. So eventually, Zilla goes to the other room. I think Jet and Blue are sleeping like in the living room. So
Yeah. Where's the
That's where
living room?
Jet
he
was
has posts
sleeping,
up there. Yeah.
on the lazy boy.
And we go to bed.
Blue, before they go to sleep, not to wait too much time or anything like that, is going to bring up the chat function on the phone, text message, and it's going to send a text message to Shahid. And it's just going to say, since you showed me yours, I'll show you mine. And I'm just going to list what I remember, what happened in my nightmare, and the stuff that I remember that Mafana told me about the C word.
Which wouldn't have been much. Like, you're... Oh, go ahead.
No. Just at the very end of it, it's going to say, you don't have to process this alone.
I can't hear the text message go off because I've got headphones in my ears attached to a cassette player where I am playing a certain special mixtape and at the same time dismantling the crib that was in my room.
So with that, dismantling the crib, listening to your special mixtape, eventually dozing off to sleep as our cell gets a much needed night's rest. Shahid, you have a high awareness. Shahid, a heavy thud wakes you up. There's a single loud sound accented by splintering wood. You know the sound of a door being kicked in, your front door.
I grab my bow and run downstairs. I already have an arrow and like I have it pulled back, point at the door.
Yeah, you open the door. You step out into this kind of like stone hallway just covered in doors. Back home, back in Epiphany home. The door across from you can hear yelling from inside.
I open the door
to see your parents standing there. There is a figure holding someone, screaming and writhing in their arms. This person is badly injured, barely clothed, and covered in blood. You hear your mother say, "You can't bring him here. Our son is sleeping in the other room." This man holding the injured person goes, "I didn't know where else to go. You might be the last ones left now. There are more of them than we thought." And that's when your father steps in the room, cocking his shotgun. "I'm sorry. You have to leave. Y'all made it real clear we weren't welcome with the rest of you." And the man looks at him. "You know I didn't agree with that. Besides, you have an obligation." And he points to above the door frame of your front door, where you see a symbol you've not seen before. Or maybe you have. It's always been there, but for some reason you don't remember. It's like seeing it for the first time, but with deja vu. The man continues, "You just can't turn your back on and the man in his arms, the writhing man, screams, his scream turning into a howl. Your mother looking at your father. "They're here."
Mom? Dad?
And it goes dark. The door closes behind you. That's when you hear a noise from that same door.
I walk over and open the door.
You see yourself, 10 years old, laying on the ground, peering underneath your door frame, which is just high enough to allow you to spy in the living room. Blood splashes from under the door, causing little Shahid to hold his mouth and wipe his eyes from the blood that splashed through. Gunshots ring out. More roaring, more screaming, more breaking, another crash, then silence, and the door closes again. And then it starts to open. You're looking out of a massive hole in your living room wall, And out in the darkness, you can just make out the shape of a wolf. This wolf walks towards you, sniffing the air. Ears perk up as you hear a howl nearby in the woods. The wolf turns and runs towards the noise, growing in size and transitioning to sprinting on two legs as they do so. Witnessing this, a primal terror grips you, but there it is, that sense of deja vu again. Looking into the living room, you see you can't even recognize your father. There's not enough left of him intact. He's a pile of meat smeared across the room. Your mother, though her abdomen has opened and her insides are outside, looks towards you. Run. The house on the hill. Don't stop till you're inside. The woman will know what to do. Ask her to save. Her eyes get wide and she looks. Your brother. And you feel a massive claw rests on your shoulder. Hot breath, wet and putrid, pushing down your neck, and your head is held still as you feel a claw start to carve into the back of your neck, and you wake up. You don't even remember keeping it on you, but that key you have to the home is burning, sitting on your chest. It's different than when you remember. Some of those words, not things you remember. That symbol you don't remember. Your brother, you don't have a brother. A lot of things aren't making sense, but you don't have time to make sense of it now, because that's when you hear, you're awake. You know you're not dreaming anymore, but you hear chanting outside your house. Something old, Aramaic maybe, actually.
I grab the bow, I knock an arrow, and once I get downstairs, I'll kick open my front door and aim it at whoever and whatever's chanting.
You kick open your front door, and you kick over salt, as you can see a thick line of salt at the threshold of your doorway. Just sort of glancing at each side of your door, you can see symbols carved in blood on the windows, the door, and a group of people gathered in front of you, chanting.
Do I recognize any of them?
First, can you give me intelligence academics or occult, actually?
Intelligence occult. Yeah, I can do that. Will my willpower reset while I've been asleep? Please.
You can get your composure or resolve back in willpower. Superficial willpower.
And I'm going to.
So you're no longer impaired.
Yeah. And I'm immediately going to spend one of those because this is serious enough. Great.
Okay. 2 successes. We'll see where willpower puts it at. Puts it at 5
successes.
With 5 successes, you recognize this. This is an exorcism chant directed at you in your home. You see 5 individuals gathered. Bibles, crosses, high-powered weapons. One of them, this muscular woman just holding 2 meat cleavers, just looking, staring you down. You see someone with like a knight's helmet, like a medieval-looking knight's helmet and a full sword. You see Oscar Ortiz. You remember him from Shadow Lake, one of the owners. A bandolier of stakes and what you can assume to be 2 things of holy water in each of his hand. And then Bobby and Bobby Joe Huggins. They own the motel. You saw them when you checked into or you didn't check in the motel, but you know the others did originally. Sort of leading this exorcism chant. The rest of you would sort of wake up by this. I mean, 2 of you are in a living room. She just kicked the door open. You hear this chanting. Zilla, you notice something's going on. And that's where we'll end this episode.
Can I do one thing before we do?
You can try.
I'm going to point my bow at one person in the crowd, and I'm going to let loose an arrow.
Which person?
I don't particularly care.
You gotta pick one. You gotta have a target in mind. This is a bow and arrow. This isn't a shotgun.
I was mostly going to do that for like dramatic effect so that when we came in next time, okay, it doesn't matter. I'm going to pick the muscular woman holding two meat cleavers because she looks menacing.
Good to know. Good to know.
Would you like me to roll for it?
We'll do that next time.
All right.
Yes, that's our episode 5 then of Hunter the Reckoning Never Coming Home. What an ep, people. Jeez Louise. We had everything. What a show. Anyway, let's go around. Let's tell the people who you are, where they can find you. And look, if you didn't want to support us before, if this doesn't change your mind, I don't know what to do. Nordine.
Hi, my name is Nordine Ali, also known as Werewolf Feels, all over the interwebs. You cannot find me. So don't bring your Bibles or your crosses or your stakes. You cannot find me. Don't even try. Don't even try. Thanks for coming. I played Shahid Muntakim, the underground, and both of our pronouns are he, him. Have a good night.
Beautiful. Mandy.
I'm Mandy Morose. I played Zilla Aikens tonight. She is a faithful hunter. You could bring steaks if they're like medium rare. That'd be fine with me.
Terrible joke.
But yep, that's all I got. Thanks.
Prince, please save this.
Hello, I am the Moist Heat. Oh, wait, no, I'm Prince, aka Doubles and Dice around the internet. That's where you can find me. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all that jazz. Pretty much everywhere except Facebook, because fuck that place. I'm a TTRPG/variety streamer. I do stuff in the World of Darkness. I run a Vampire the Masquerade game on Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern time over on my sister station, Rolling These 20s. Do come and check that out. It is our final season. People are dying. Oh, wait, no, they're not dying final deaths yet. But soon. I mean, Nordine's character probably died. So, you know, that's the thing that might have happened.
What?
Amazing.
Anyway, on Sundays, you can catch me over on my own channel, twitch.tv/dimples and dice. I am the storyteller, the GM for Wayward Revelry, a D&D 5e campaign based in Wild Beyond the Witchlight with my own little horror twist on it. There's going to be more stuff and things coming up. I'm in a bunch of other stuff. Follow me on Twitter. And hopefully Jet doesn't die or get his family killed, because, you know, that's the thing that might happen. Oh, wait, no, the Shahid now.
Speaking of our characters never gonna die, Wes.
Hi, my name is Wes Franks. My pronouns are he, they. I portray Blue, just Blue, like the color, who also has pronouns he, they, who is the entrepreneurial hunter. Though not very entrepreneurial this episode, though I found some good stuff out. If you enjoy stuff similar to this, or you are a horny goat man, then go ahead and pop on over to Carrying Comfort Studios on Twitch and on YouTube, where we're going to be having an upcoming Fables game. Fables Once and Future, set in the comic book series. It is premiering Friday, July 29th. I've got some work in progress art for a lot of the characters. Pop on over to our Patreon if you want to check that out. And yeah, follow me on Twitter at ThirstTrapMoth. And if you want to see us survive, if you want to see us keep going, then go ahead and hit that Pally link and support this cast and support this production. So, you know, because if you don't, then I'm going to kill off Blue. We've already made the arrangement. Actually,
Okay.
Bully has said that there's sort of Damocles hanging off all of our characters if we don't get enough money. So do it.
Yep. Pay to win.
Speaking of swords,
Guillotine.
this would be remiss without naming our wonderful and amazing inquisitive hunter Lenny, played by the amazing and wonderful Sade. You can find Sade at SS Ambrose pretty much everywhere you can find an at. Yeah. Sade's always up to some really cool stuff, running their own game. Check them out.
Yeah,
Well,
doing a
wait.
lot of stuff on Girls Run These Worlds, doing all sorts of stuff. You did my job for me, and thank you. I didn't have to talk about Sade now. Not here, but always in our hearts. Speaking of horny goat, man, it's me, Bully, your storyteller. If you found this, you know where to find us. Go to YouTube, do that stuff. Anyway,
Killed goats.
yeah, I'm excited for this after show.
Which you can also
we're gonna
find on
get
YouTube.
into it. Find on YouTube. Yeah. So for us, this course is finished, and we invite you to dine with us again soon. Bye.
Bye.